real world from the clouds. I exist in the clouds. Now they see me out the country. It's Red Pill. He's real. He came down from the clouds. Right.
Up in the Dumbo, smoking the gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, coking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tour of the underworld, popping the mentor. Land of the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running the banks, causing a crashing. Fed to the feds, Moorish the fashion. Horse was smashing, kicking the door. Wave on 4-4s, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the Benjis, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red is the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning, flooded a bright lean. The hunger was biting, biting.
Do not allow anything to take you off of your square. It's the same thing like what we see right here. Yeah, it's cloudy, yeah, it's misty, but it ain't gonna stay like that forever.
Yes, family, peace, yeah, peace to you and yours, peace to you and yours, peace to you and yours. Let me know how we sounding on the audio. Oh shit. Microphone check. 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 Fuck, man. Check. Oh, the audio is on. You sure? Because it don't look like that where I'm at. Can you hear me? It's low. Nah, we not doing that. That's not the right mic. That's this shit right here. Y'all gotta give me a minute. I gotta fix the microphone because I don't do bad audio. You know what I'm talking about? Call me Mecca Audio. Yeah, we don't do low audio. That's foo audio. Don't fall for that. Don't accept shit like that from your fucking YouTubers, guys. You need to demand quality audio. Fuck that. We gotta fix this audio. How's everybody doing on this Tuesday, on this Mars Day? Y'all make yourselves comfortable and whatnot. I'm gonna play some music and then I'll be right back. All right. Shout out to Fireball.
Now they see me out the country. It's Red Pill. He's real. He came down from the clouds. Right.
Up in the Dumbo, smoking a gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, coconut bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tore the underworld, popping the minter. Landed the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. What do you mean? We up and squeeze. Tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck up for breeze, running the banks, causing a crash and fed to the feds. Moorish the fashion, horse was smashing, kicking the door. Wave on 4-4s, it was blasting. Mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the benches, we rinse and repeat. Sanctuary of self, I'm centered on me. Red as the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning, flooded a brightling. The hunger was biting, biting.
Do not allow anything to take you off of your square. It's the same thing like what we see right here. Yeah, it's cloudy, yeah, it's misty, but it ain't gonna stay like that forever.
Can you hear me? 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 All right. We got to fix this camera and then we are going to go ahead, start the show. Okay. I'm going to start the show. Shout out to everybody. Y'all can hear me? All right. Give me 1 minute real quick. A little bit of technical difficulties, but we getting ourselves there. You dig? Shout out to everybody in the building. Let's go ahead and do roll call while we fix this camera situation. Let's go ahead and do the roll call and see who's in the building. Tonight's show is a special show, as you can see. They got me a little blocked on YouTube, on Instagram. So I got to bring my campaign over here to YouTube. You know what I'm saying? Y'all know how that shit go. You know, they got your boy censored, you know what I mean? And it's all good though, because you know, it is what it is. It's the price that you gotta pay sometimes for the things that you gotta say sometimes. You know what I'm talking about? But it's a lot of stuff going on. And I just wanted to touch on something that I find very interesting based off of some research that I've been doing about the business of war. You feel me? And we're going to touch on that tonight. I'm not going to get into too many different topics and whatnot. I'm going to rely on this information that I have about this, you know, business of war and the business of war. And, you know, the fact that we could easily see, well, maybe we can't easily see, but, you know, hopefully by the end of tonight, we'll have a little more clarity as to what it is that we're seeing, so we're not confused as to what we're seeing and whatnot. And I recall making a statement maybe it was the first day that this thing went down. I was like, this is going to be a trade show. Okay. This is going to be a trade show in weaponry. This is going to be an open air, right? A open air, open source trade show, meaning that maybe me and you, we're not in the business of buying weapons, so we're not looking at this thing for what it is. But for the countries that are interested in this new weaponry, right? Remember, we have entered into a brand new phase of warfare with the advent of AI, okay? But one of the things that have not taken place in with the advent of AI is we have not seen it at war. We making pictures and whatnot on Midjourney. Yeah, that's cute. You feel me? They've been able to do pictures on Midjourney. Oh, that's cute. You know what I'm talking about? Clap your hands for that. We've been able to do Chat GPT. We've been able to cheat on tests and everything. We've been able to make our profile picture look like a yearbook picture. Yeah, that's nice. But there are companies that are invested balls deep, billions of dollars. They want to see what that shit do on the battlefield. You know what I'm talking about? They want to see what that neck do. When you talking all of that shit, it's cute and everything. What that neck do? You know what I'm talking about? That's where they at with it right now. That shit is cute and everything. The generative AI, you know, the chat bots. What the fuck do it do on the battlefield though? Because that's where the real money is at, right? That's where the real money is at. And that is where our good friends over there in Israel, that is where they are, quote unquote, this is where they excel in. This is where they rise to the occasion. This is what they're known for around the world. Okay. Their warfare. All right. They are the lords of war. Don't get it fucked up and give that title to niggas out of Russia and shit like that, because that's not them. This is them right here. Okay. This is who they are. They are the lords of war, right? And what they're doing right now is they are showing the world, you know, how war ready they are. And they're also showing the world, especially their allies, because I doubt that they're trying to pitch business to their quote unquote enemies, but they're showing their allies, right, in the eve or in the dawning of world war, right, where there are rumors of war. And as we can see, if those of us are paying attention to the theater of war, people are positioning themselves, right, quite comfortably along the quote unquote on a chessboard, right? The players are playing. They're getting into position. You know what I'm talking about? People are moving and postulating and getting themselves in position because something is definitely on the horizon, right? The economy is in the toilet. So guess what makes a lot of money? The economy is doing bad. So guess what's going to redeem the economy? the stock market is kind of, you know, going shaky and whatnot. Well, guess what we're going to have to do to implement a boom and whatnot? We're going to have to do war, because war is a racket and war is an industry. And if you pay attention to the language, if you pay attention to the language that mainstream media and everybody immediately switched to the minute that that man called Bibi declared war, when he declared war, everybody else who is Israeli controlled declared war. So if you pay attention to Charlie Kirk, Ben Shapiro, all of these right wingers who wear yarmulkes, if you pay attention to MSNBC, Fox, and all of these quote unquote platforms that are run by the small hats and people that wear the yarmulkes, then you will begin to notice that they are all speaking in the language of war. Nobody is speaking in a language that they speak to you in. And what I'm talking about is whenever you get riled up, whenever you feel like you're ready to go to war, whenever you wanted to get an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth, they switched their conversation and their tone and they talk down to you. And they did not talk to you in the lexicon of war. They would not allow you to speak war. They would not allow your quote unquote pseudo leaders to get on camera and talk about war. They would not allow you to beat the war drums. They would not allow you to basically blow smoke, right? They talk you down off the ledge when you was ready to pop off, the proverbial pop off, when you were ready to get busy and whatnot. They convinced you that that wouldn't be in your best interest. And you fucked around and believed them. You believed them. Why? I have no idea. That's something that you have to take up with your maker and whatnot. But they did this consecutively, and they did this ever since the what we call the Trayvon factor, which happened to be in February 2012. They've been doing this consecutively to our people. They did it prior to that in civil rights. Niggas was getting beat down and whatnot. They was getting bricks hit. They was getting two-piece with bricks and rocks and whatnot. And who came along and told you to turn the other cheek? Who was a part of that quote unquote committee of basically peacetime and whatnot? It was people that wear yarmulkes. They told you to tuck your tail. They told you to turn your cheek. And they told you to sit on your motherfucking hands on your back pocket and don't do nothing and whatnot. They told you to stand down and you stood down and you got your shit bust, right? You got washed up and everything. And yeah, you got some policies changed and you have some quote unquote, you know, they threw some fucking peanuts at you. You know what I'm talking about? As a result of you getting your ass kicked because you niggas had cameras and you were able to show the world how barbaric the American quote unquote European was, as if the fucking world didn't know that, as if the world needed to see the shit on camera. The world knows that Europeans set up shop in America. Okay, well, what the fuck does that mean? That means that they pulled up somewhere that wasn't theirs and took that shit. They don't need, nobody around the world needed to see the brutality of Europeans. Hitler set on record all the way back in his days that he got the fucking testicular fortitude to wash niggas up based off of what the fuck he was seeing America do. Okay, so the whole world bore witness to your people's genocide and your people's Holocaust, multiple peoples, multiple tribes, right? They witnessed that. So nobody needed to see in the days of the fucking civil rights era how wicked the white man was. They saw the postcards from Strange Fruit. They seen men swinging from fucking trees and whatnot. They were sending postcards around the world. There's a book called Without Sanctuary. It's a book of lynchings, right? But those lynchings are actual postcards. And those postcards were being sent around the world by Europeans who were newly settled. These are settlers, the same type of situation that you find right now with these settlers that are moving themselves into people's fucking land, right? These were settlers in the South. When they did Manifest Destiny and they pushed to the motherfucking West and whatnot. Shout out to Blue Pill. He just did a lecture. He just did a IG, a fucking masterclass. And he put it, I just uploaded it on the channel and whatnot. It should be up there. Y'all check it out. I seen that y'all already been checking it out, but that's definitely something that you should go and check out after this show when we add context as to what's going on and what's not going on. Blue Pill touched on some very interesting topics and some things on this motherfucking trending topic Tuesday. You know what I'm talking about? This Tough Talk Tuesday where Mars is outside, my niggas. They just blew a fucking hospital up. Okay? They just blew a hospital up and knocked off about 500 people, right? Babies and women, you have to assume, were the majority of the victims in that. So that's some Tuesday Mars shit that we're witnessing right now. That in particular will be the impetus for other people to begin to say enough is enough. All right, that's a provocation of war, right? Check my timeline out. You know what I mean? So on Tuesday, right? Like I said, I mean, it's been like this forever, but this is my timeline right now. Okay, this is my timeline. My timeline is mad bloody. Okay, it's mad bloody. It got mad bodies on it. You feel me? That's my timeline. Okay, my shit all red. Red October. This is the dog days of the Indian summer. The shit didn't stop. We in the Jason months, and they Jasoning. I never had this much carnage on my timeline. Okay, this is woke niggas. This is the ratchets. Either they talking about Jada Smith Shakur, or they posting pictures of bodies that are limp, right? Lifeless bodies. The shit looked like a black and white movie in Gaza. And I only thought, I thought the whole shit was black and white movie till a nigga popped out with a green shirt on. I'm like, this is not a black and white film. They bombed that shit so much, it looking like black and white. You know, when the buildings get knocked down and all of that dust and whatnot, they knocked the color out of fucking Gaza. You could only see, I didn't even know there was a color until somebody with a green shirt popped up on the video. Oh shit, I thought it was black and white. They got that shit so dusty out there. So it's like, what is this doing to your psyche? Right? Because now, even if you don't want to take a side, you're witnessing, right, the imperialists. Because if you niggas was ever thinking about standing up for yourselves in America, you got to fight Israel. If you was ever thinking about talking crazy to this government, guess who they're going to send to wash you up? Because they already sent them to wash you up, because Israel told the American, the USA police force, come over here. We'll teach you how to body them niggas, because we've been bodying these niggas for the longest. We perfected it. And we showed you the proof of that in the previous classes, where we were showing you article after article where the IDF were training every single police department that you can go and find has extrajudicial killings, right? Where they were killing people, you know, unceremoniously, similar to what you saw George Floyd go to, similar to what you saw Freddie Gray go through, similar to what you saw Alton Sterling go through. All of those police departments got their quote unquote battery packs from going over there and training with these people. When they build Cop City in Atlanta, guess who's going to be the quote unquote headliners that will come over there and train the police officers how to become militarized and run through buildings and do the same type of campaigns that they're going to show you when they run up in Gaza and whatnot. But little do people know, I'm doing my research, you know, I'm studying the war and whatnot, because why not? Niggas is like, oh, I just want to avoid this and go listen to Drake. Okay, no problem. Give me your address. I'll send you some nail polish, my nigga. You know what I'm talking about? Niggas is like, oh, I can't take it anymore. I want to pry into Jada Pinkett's life. You know what I mean? I want to see who she's screwing and who she, you know what I mean? Like, nigga, the fuck? So I'm in a position to where I'm studying the warfare, because at the end of the day, if you don't know your enemy, what the fuck do you know? You know what I'm talking about? What do you know? So I don't, look, if the inner city don't care, that just goes to show you that they never did care. It's not about a white or a Jew. No, I ain't, nah, nigga. I'm studying. I don't need to take a side. But what I do know is that whatever the fuck is going on, right, from the companies that own the apps that I'm on, right? Google, Facebook, Meta, the companies that own this shit, they the ones, right, who got their hands in a lot of shit. Hollywood, the music industry, everything points back to the same people. You got to be out of your rabbit ass mind if I'm going to act like I'm going to ignore this one. There's a group of elite black people that design and run the world. Give me their names. You know what I'm talking about? Give me their names. And don't stop talking about all of this people that run the world, and you niggas can't even watch this shit go down in front of you. I don't want to hear nothing anymore. You're not war ready. You were disqualified from even speculating and conspiring about theories. You're not war ready. You're not war ready. This is a wartime conversation. You got to be war ready. You have to show some type of signs of warriorhood to even talk this talk. Reason that we got the internet and everybody has a fucking microphone. Everybody got something to say, but it wasn't like that. That's unnatural. Okay? Niggas think that that's some natural shit. No, nigga, that's not natural. Never, everybody not supposed to have something to say. Some motherfuckers don't have nothing to say. Too much fucking hands in the pot. You know? Too much hands in the pot. So at the end of the day, this is a history lesson, but this is also a lesson that you better learn right now. Y'all ignore Kanye because y'all, niggas was ignoring Ye. Ye told you everything that you needed to know. Why you still sleeping on Ye? You know what I'm talking about? Ye told you everything that you needed to know. I'm focusing on the ops. I know who the ops is. Do you? Scary ass niggas, man. Stop talking. If you not built like that, just shut the fuck up, please. Stop talking. Let the people talk who know what they talking about. What the fuck you want to talk about? Yo, Red, this don't got nothing to do with us. Well, what you want to talk about, bird ass nigga? Reparations? You want to talk about asking people for something? I'm not talking with y'all. No, I'm not in that conversation. I'm not in no type of conversation where y'all asking for something. How about that? You leave me out of that. Y'all don't even know how to ask for shit. So you just want to, that's like, I don't, you know what I mean? To be honest with you, I'm going to call it like I see it. That's like that shit in Boys in the Hood where son needed to get out the car. Yo, let me out. You niggas talking like Trey. You don't know who these people are. You don't know what you're dealing with. You don't know what the fucking hidden hand is. Come on now. So we put together little slideshow and whatnot. You know what I mean? Go ahead and share the screen. So I want to have a conversation about the business of war. You know, shout out to all of you niggas with no fucking pity. You know, y'all out there buying up war stocks all day, you know, just betting on the war. It is what it is. Like, you know, at the end of the day, you're capitalists. So I would expect nothing less. You're a capitalist. You don't have no type of loyalty. You just have loyalty to your bottom line, right? So you don't care about babies being destroyed and you don't care about none of that. You just want to fucking chase Robin Hood. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? Shout out to you niggas, right? How about that? You Starbucks, you early morning Forex people. Shout out to y'all. There's signs. There are signs that are pointing to show that what took place last on October the 7th was planned, not by the other side, by both sides. There are signs that are beginning to show that intelligence that was being given to Is It Real was purposely ignored for the simple fact that whatever them people over there was going to do, those people was like, let them do it. Because at the end of the day, in a country like Is It Real, they was going through one of the biggest political turmoils of their existence, where they were threatening civil war amongst their own people based off of the fact that they were ready to get rid of Netanyahu and his right-wing political party because they were committing power grabs, right? They were attempting to commit power grabs, and the people were forced. They were calling them out because they were saying to them, "You guys are trying to force some type of dictatorship on us," right? The same thing that you see going on around the world. China did it. Vladimir Putin did it. Your boy Donald Trump, some kind of tried to do it with the January 6th thing and with the fact that he wanted to stay in office and flex his muscle and whatnot. You're seeing dictatorships and autocracies rise up around the world. India did it. So democracy is going out the window slowly, right? The power players who running shit, they like, nah, fuck democracy. You niggas are not gonna vote me out of office. How about that? How about we lock this shit down and just keep it where it's at? Okay, so that idea of democracy, it's not going to last long. Mark my word. It's not going to last long. That is being challenged. Some of the most powerful nations rising up have strongmen at the leader, and they're not fucking with no democracy. They could give a fuck about democracy. They know that that shit is a false pretense, as it is any damn way. So over in Israel, there's growing sentiment amongst the people that they're like, even if this shit, even when this war is over, homie gotta go. Because he already was supposed to go. They was getting rid of his ass out the rip. And then keep in mind, because certain people are so young or, you know, so politically destitute that they forget in America, in the USA, pardon me, in the USA in the year 2001, George W. Bush had some of the lowest approval rates of any president in history, right? They were throwing eggs at him during his inauguration because they were contesting his victory, saying that he stole that shit. He was humongously and hugely unpopular. They were even talking about rumors of a civil war in America around that time because the people were not having it. They were not going. They were mass protests. You probably forgot about it due to the fact that you got your motherfucking hard drive erased after 9/11. A lot of people were not able to hold on to their previous minds and whatnot based off of the quote unquote traumatic experience of what 9/11 represented and whatnot. People just started from, they basically reset motherfuckers and they started from that point forward. Right? And then what happened? 9/11 occurred and then you forgot about that shit. And then what happened? Homie put on the fucking G.I. Joe bomber jacket and whatnot. And then you niggas put your, and you got behind him as the commander in chief or the commander in chief. I don't know what the fuck he was, but he damn sure wasn't no G.I. Joe. You got behind him. Some of y'all, this on the line right now, wherever you was in, Boise, Idaho, Texas, Florida, Jersey, Brooklyn, you niggas you took your Timberlands off, right? You took your Timbs off and you put on them fucking Doc Martens and them goddamn steel-toe boots and whatnot, and y'all niggas was jumping out of planes, you feel me, with your fucking Teletubby pajamas on over there in Iraq and Afghanistan, right? Minding your fucking business when you had no business there. And now all of the Mondem is cursed because you fucked around and you signed up for a crusade in a spiritual war and you wasn't spiritual at that point. So now you got to do mad work to get them fucking gins off of you because they done cursed everybody that came over there. Henceforth, why people have so many fucking issues, they just think it's because they don't like the army. You need to go check with a motherfucking spiritualist. You know how many exorcisms and you know how much jinns people have to get taken off of them that came out of them wars that was over there killing babies? You bird ass niggas. You know what I mean? I can't stand you niggas. And y'all walk around with your head up like you ain't no fucking wooden soldier, but you came over here and you start twerking and whatnot and you ain't put in no work. You know what I'm talking about? When them niggas was banging on your own people and it took about 2 or 3 of y'all, Mika X, Gavin Long, and another brother, Ishmael, to put in some fucking work and y'all niggas didn't even hold them down. So I don't ever want to hear from somebody in the armed services like you tough or something, because you not. You niggas is glorified help. And y'all fell for that rules and whatnot, and y'all still ain't atoned for that. You got people that be running around in this community and whatnot, ex-military and shit, and I never even heard them atone for being fucking suckers. You did it for a Charger or a Challenger. You sold your fucking soul because y'all want to talk about niggas want to. I want to expose the Illuminati and people that sell their souls. What do you think selling your soul is? I just want to have that conversation. Like, what do you think selling your soul is? Niggas be going into the industry, they get turned out and whatnot. Niggas passing them around like a blunt, and they be like, yeah, man, if the Illuminati give me a phone call, nigga, you're in the Illuminati. The minute you touched your toes, nigga, you was in the Illuminati. What do you think selling your soul is? That's your manhood. You didn't know that? You didn't know when you grabbed your ankles, you was in the Illuminati, my nigga? You didn't know that? Yeah, you in the Illuminati, nigga. That's you. You in there. You in Jay-Z's club. You in Puffy is you on Bad Boy, nigga. That part. You a bad boy artist. You know what I'm talking about? And they be trying to make it seem like the Illuminati or selling your soul is something that they're so fucking esoteric. No, nigga, selling your soul is being a fucking sellout. Selling your soul is code switching, tucking your tail around white folk. Selling your soul is letting them niggas play in your backyard. Selling your soul is letting Harvey Weinstein and these people on the casting couch pass you around like a hookah. That's selling your soul. There is no more to it. Because once you sell it, you can't get it back. Yeah, nigga, welcome to death row. It's not that serious. It ain't that deep. You got white men and you calling them zaddy, nigga. You're done. You crossed over. You got old white men saying, come and give me a lap dance. And you niggas are obliging. Yeah, it's done, nigga. Death row. Welcome to death row. You're on fucking tier 1, nigga. You're there. You're done. You're cooked. Don't make it deeper than what it's not, nigga. You're cooked. And from that point on, Lord knows the fucking spirals that these niggas will bring you through. Because y'all seen black pimps before. You ain't meet a white pimp yet. You think that nigga called white folks on Pimps Up, Hoes Down was a real white pimp? You niggas didn't meet a white pimp yet. It's called Liar Cohen and Harvey Weinstein. You ain't run into a white pimp with a heavy hand yet. But ask some of your friends that go to Hollywood about them niggas. Ask anybody in the industry that you knew from high school, and they're clearly turned out right now. Ask them about the white pimps, the black women and whatnot. They be going running around just so you could get some fucking free Nobu and whatnot. Ask black women that live on the West Coast, that play in the snow, about the white pimp. Know what I mean? And how heavy that nigga hand is. Okay? You don't want to find that out. You don't want to meet that person. They don't play, they don't play with y'all. They don't play with y'all. And y'all be coming around trying to play with us. And the fucking gloves is up. Theoretically, we at war. So this is a wartime conversation. When that nigga declare war, you don't think that you at war? You just won't admit it. And then people is like, chill, Reg. It's October. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be meditating and whatnot. You know, you create your own reality. And all right, cool. Maybe I want to be at war. Maybe that's the reality. I'm more cool in wartime than I am in peacetime. I'm the red pillar. I can function in war because I'm on point. I'm not lackadaisical. Okay? I know how to turn that shit on and off. I'm not living life with my fucking head in the sand. I'm on point. I'm like, wait, what? What you say? I'm not going for nothing at this point. My antennas is up. My motherfucking scorpion stinger is up. My spider senses are activated. No, niggas, I'm not playing the meek and humble game right now. I'm not playing the sheep game. I'm not putting on the pajamas with the whole family for Christmas. I'm not on that time right now. I'm strapped up. But when I put my Doc Martens on and when I throw my camouflage on, I'm fighting a spiritual war. I don't fuck with Uncle Sam. I don't know who some of these niggas be that claim, you know, this is the internet. We in a new day and age. When I was in Harlem or when we was on stages, we knew who we was talking to because we could look you in your eyes. If a nigga looked like he wasn't supposed to be there, they would get removed and whatnot. We wasn't begging no friends. But now, I'm talking into fucking cameras and microphones. I don't know who I'm talking to. I have no idea. But what I do know is that a lot of these niggas showed up just to be entertained. Motherfuckers is not taking life seriously at all. Okay? I don't know why you incarnated. You taking up space, nigga. I got friends that died, nigga. They could have been right here with me drilling. Niggas is taking up airspace. Because I don't know why y'all incarnated if you just want to be here to motherfucking fulfill what Bobby Hemmett said. You already won a war. You got to put in some work to win it, though. You got to put in some work to win it. You are so entitled that you think because you drank some Seymour's and that you met one of these conscious niggas and took a picture with them that you supposed to be the chosen ones. That's not how it works. Black people didn't put in no work to be so fucking arrogant about what somebody owes them. And then when you see people putting in work, you niggas turn away because you can't take the sight of it. You're not war ready. You're not built for this. Stay in a fucking house. How about that? Stay in the house and just stay gossiping. But don't get in the way when shit is really going down, because y'all gonna tell, first of all. Y'all gonna be the first ones to tell. You know what I mean? You're not ready. You're not ready. Nothing will come to you until you're ready. Fuck all of that fake shit the niggas is saying that they doing. I don't believe none of it. You niggas are not ready and you're not winning at nothing until you get ready. It's a state of mind. You don't got to go outside and say nothing. You don't got to go outside and do nothing. You don't have to put your freedom at risk. But you got to stop playing. You got to stop letting people play with you. That's what I'm saying. And we got to be able to separate ourselves from motherfuckers that look like us, but don't move like us, don't think like us, and are not in our best benefits. Because if you study war, then you'll know how to move. If you study Machiavelli, if you study Sun Tzu, if you study the generals, if you study Hannibal Barca, then you'll know how to move around these vultures. Because if one thing is for sure and two things for certain, nigga, the vultures is outside. Somebody opened up some fucking portal on one of these goddamn blood moons and they done let the motherfucking creatures from the underworld come up in this bitch. Because shit is different outside. I just put a post up about the witchcraft in Atlanta. I just had to call it out. Because you niggas are not saying anything. But people is possessed out here. You know what I mean? Motherfuckers look possessed. The energy is wicked. People is dying and nobody even know about it. People coming up missing and nobody even talking about it. Are you fucking dumb? I'm seeing this shit. The majority of your leaders in Atlanta, them niggas is catching dirty dick charges. You bird ass niggas is running behind these social rejects. Come on now. It's crazy outside. It's crazy online. It's crazy outside. It's crazy everywhere. But people don't want to admit there's a war going on outside. There's a war going on inside. There's a spiritual war going on. There's an intellectual information war going on because propaganda is the quote unquote. So now with the propaganda going on, you got little boys, a 6-year-old got stabbed to death and whatnot just because of his faith, right? But that has a result of propaganda because they propagandize babies being beheaded and whatnot, right? And people bought into that, which incites violence. So as an observer, I'm like, yeah, that propaganda shit, I see how that propaganda shit will incite people who are programmable, right, to become motherfucking walk-ins, MK Ultra, Manchurian candidates, and they out here killing children, and that's unacceptable. That shit is unacceptable. So Trump tried to shit on Netanyahu, you know what I mean, that he failed at this situation where he was supposed to be the defender, right? Because if you don't realize what this Hamas shit is, let me give you an example, right? And let me break it down so we can understand how this shit is working and how they play divide and conquer, right? This is how the enemy works. Once again, fuck what you talking about, nigga. This is a learning lesson. I don't give a fuck about nobody. And I'm not giving this, we not doing this history lesson to be on some we are the world type shit. That's not what this is. I don't know. That's not what this is. This is a learning lesson. This is to learn. You could learn from a fucking fool. But we in class. Because if I got to sit through watching babies being fucking blown up, bro, I'm going to teach, bro. I'm going to teach. Some niggas are going to smoke crack after seeing shit like that. Some niggas will go ahead and drink some fucking lean to escape. I'm just going to teach. That's my therapy, to just get this shit out. And I got to teach because I want people to learn, because it's really the ignorance that's getting us. Imagine seeing some shit and you don't know what the fuck is going on. You ignorant to it. That shit is heavier than if you understood what's going on. It'd be a little bit lighter. You're being entertained by massacres. You're being entertained by genocide. You're being dehumanized. You're being desensitized, and you don't realize it. Okay? And then there's nothing that you could do about it, so you're powerless. And the same people that's showing you their might, them same people will step on you. And they've been stepping on you. You understand? Motherfuckers got their foot on your neck right now. Facts. It's just that they got ops abroad. They got their operatives over here. Remember, this is their spiritual home. Okay? This shit wasn't even supposed to be inhabited. It wasn't even supposed to be inhabited. But this is their spiritual home. They got operatives all around the world working in their name. Go to the Diamond District. The people that are in Africa raping the fucking planet of the diamonds and the gold and whatnot. Where you think they come from? You go to the Diamond District in New York with all them blood diamonds. Who do you see? You understand? You go to Hollywood where they're depicting us like monkeys and apes and whatnot, and they still got us looking like subservient slaves and a help. Who's running that? Well, they're operatives. Who's running that? You know what I'm talking about? When you go into the porn industry and our women are being depicted like ghetto gaggers and shit like that, and you know, they introduced all forms of debauchery. You know what I mean? Back in the days, niggas was just regularly smashing shit. You know what I'm saying? Now it's all of these kinks and whatnot. You know what I mean? Who do you think is behind that? Who do you think was historically behind shit like that? They was doing porn before that shit was even a name. I didn't even know that they had pornography in the 1300s, nigga. What the fuck? I thought Hugh Hefner brought that to the fucking table, nigga. They've been doing shit like that. And then when Ye said, Ye said, listen to the prophet. He can't be this fucking crazy. You niggas are the crazy ones. He said, JP Morgan, what happened right after that? JP Morgan got outed for being like, they got sued for billions of dollars in drug money, right? They got kicked out of the Virgin Islands. There's a fucking lawsuit on JP Morgan being tied into Epstein, right? They dropped, remember they had the audacity, the caucasity to drop Ye and freeze his account. Right after that, they got licks. Then he said Adidas, he brought up Adidas, they dropped him. Right after that, they got judgment. They got licks. They shit fell apart. I ain't seen a nigga wear a pair of Adidas ever since. They ain't come out with a fresh pair of fucking shoes ever since on any of their fucking line or whoever the fuck. They still trying to push shell toes on niggas. I remember Ye shitted on Virgil, nigga. Virgil died right after that. I remember Ye shitted on Travis Scott, nigga. Travis Scott caught 9 bodies at his concert and he had to sit down for a year and a half. I remember he shitted on Drake's name, and Drake got caught up in the same shit with Travis Scott, where they had to sit down, nigga. They whole career was in jeopardy. You sleeping on this man? You sleeping on this man? You don't think that he got the word? I'm not no Bible toter, but nigga, you don't think that he got some type of fucking force moving with him? He be smiting niggas. But y'all not ready to see shit like that. You don't even know what you're looking at. This nigga, he'll smite you with his word. How's Travis still out here? Nigga, he had to sit down for a fucking year and a half, nigga. He had motion, nigga. Are you serious? Yeah, he popping now because time heals all wounds. You know how much money he had to pay to get these people off his fucking ass? You know how much he got to pay in them civil lawsuits? Yeah, he ain't in jail, but he had to motherfucking get low. And he had to kiss the ring because he brought Kanye on the motherfucking stage with him, right? When he came back, the reason why he came back to his glory is because he had to make shit right. So in his first show, after he dropped this album, who the fuck did he bring out in Rome? Kanye West, nigga. The same nigga that shitted on him. And had to give it up and say there would be no Travis without this man right here. Virgil wasn't so lucky. Virgil lost his life, nigga, out of nowhere. And then Adidas, they bow down and try to ask, yeah, you think we could work this out? Nigga, he's cooking. What is you doing? He's cooking. And the fact that niggas even have to ask it shows. Yeah, I know there's more important things in life. You're not paying attention to shit. You know what I mean? You don't even know what the fuck be going on. But everybody knows something these days, right? Facts. So let's talk about Israel and the defense industry. Once again, learning moment, right? No people think that this is a very meek country. Some people are so into the propaganda. So many people are so much into what feel sorry for us. You know, we're the victims. We never did anything to anybody. Everybody doesn't like us. You know what I mean? We buy into, that's called propaganda. Anybody talking like that, get away from them. They're still under the spell. They're still under the spell. Willfully ignorance. You understand? Willfully ignorance. Israel and the defense industry, these are the top fucking warlords on the planet. These are the lords of war. Don't let them make that movie and try to throw it on a Russian nigga and what. Nah, fuck that. These the lords of war. Israel has a highly developed defense industry that is deeply intertwined with its economy and foreign policy. It's one of the world's top arms exporters and home to numerous companies that specialize in a variety of defense and security technologies. The defense industry's prominence is a result of several factors. Let us read these factors. You're dealing with a war machine unlike anything that you've ever seen in your fucking life, okay? You're dealing with a war machine unlike anything that you've ever seen. Geopolitical environment. Israel's geopolitical situation has necessitated an emphasis on defense surrounded by nations with which it has varying degrees of conflict. Israel has invested heavily in developing its defense capabilities. So it's surrounded by ops. Why? Because it's not supposed to be there. Okay? They're considered to be the invaders. They're looked at as the invaders. Okay? Mine come true after the fucking Rothschilds. You know what I mean? This is Rothschild owned. You can't buy the Holy Land. Allegedly. right? So they're surrounded by these nations. Henceforth, why the deal with Saudi Arabia was so important to them. To keep it a buck with you, if Hamas started the war to fuck up the deal with Saudi Arabia, then Hamas won. And they just gonna take the beat down, and they'll take the carnage and whatnot, and they'll take what comes with it. But ultimately, they won the war because the initial one of the initial points of their war, right? They declared the war. It's called Al-Aqsa Flood, right? They have specifics about what their aims are. But one of their main aims is to stop the peace deal between, there was a deal between Israelis and Saudi Arabia. Now Saudi Arabia is like, fuck that shit. They not talking about no deal right now. They already, I'll get into the article, but they came out against Israel. Or is it real? So if Hamas was the reason why that deal got fucked up, because Hamas like, when we bomb on them, we're gonna set them up to show their brutality, right? Because the world is watching, right? That whole thing about, people didn't see things before because there wasn't phones and shit. Well, yeah, niggas, there's some phones out right now, and the world gets to see, especially the Muslim world. So Saudi Arabia will be committing suicide if they were to do anything with Israel, because if you see the marches, if you see the protests, if you see the uprising going on right now, they are fucking done with Israel around the world. You feel me? So Saudi Arabia is like, nah, we ain't doing that deal, right? And that deal was very important because the size of Saudi Arabia, yes, the Israel and Saudi link is Jared Kushner. I know he was behind that shit. And the crown prince of Saudi Arabia and all of them, billions of dollars, you know what I mean? That they would be sharing weapons, they would have been sharing intel, they would have been sharing AI, they would have been sharing business, open markets and whatnot. It would have been a humongous fucking touchdown for Is It Real in that region because of the influence that Saudi Arabia has, right? So they just got somewhat checkmated by Hamas by doing what they're doing, because now those talks are not on the table anymore. So I doubt that shit will ever get back on the table. And what we're seeing, instead of deals taking place, we're seeing Voltron being formed all around the quote unquote Middle East. Also in places, because the Middle East is Africa, you got nations in Africa standing up, and you got Russia and China saying, nah, that shit is non-cipher. And then, of course, you got Iran and all of those other people, Turkey, and they like, what? You know what I mean? Like, what? This shit is about to go down. This shit is about to go down. We black people. So what does that mean? That means that shit rolls downhill, right? We got people who are in the armed services they talking about bringing drafts back and all of that. The economy is already fucked up. Like, yeah, shit rolls downhill. And our people still don't have one plan that they could collectively agree to. They don't have one fund that I've seen where everybody is really fucking living. You know what I mean? I don't see no collectives outside of niggas that rap together and whatnot, where they just like, you know what? We good. We building. We moving in 2023 terms, not in 2012 terms where it's like, oh, we expedited and, we passport bros. Nigga, that's 2012 shit, bro. That's not impressive. You niggas is running around fucking Colombians for $20 and shit like that, and you going live and whatnot. Nigga, that's not freedom. That's not freedom. That ain't conscious. You know what I mean? That's not a move, nigga. You feel me? You on a trip, nigga. We was doing that. That's like ski trips, nigga. That's like going to the Poconos back in the days. That's just a grown-up Poconos. What you doing? Whoop-de-fucking-do, nigga. Whoop-de-do. You getting your dick wet and you niggas is acting like that's a movement. Whoop-de-do, nigga. We been doing that. What are you talking about? Anyway, number one, geopolitical environment. We read that. Number two, technological innovation. Yeah, $20. Technological innovation. Shit, it's $40 in the States. You think them niggas, why are they leaving? If it's if a fucking box is $40 over here, $39.99. Okay, yeah. So you obviously know that in DR and PR, it's not $30. It has to be drastically less for niggas to be packing up and running over there. Yeah, nigga, it's a good Uber ride. You get you some box for Uber ride. You know what I mean? And that's supposed to be a crown achievement or something. You know what I mean? Number two, technological innovation. Israel has a highly skilled workforce and a strong culture of innovation, which extends to its defense industry. The country is known for developing state-of-the-art technology in areas such as cybersecurity, drone technology, and missile defense systems. Now, two things are you know, it's undeniable, right? Two things are undeniable in the situation that we find ourselves in when we're looking at the situation that took place over there 7 or 8 days ago, right? One, how the hell was Hamas able to do what they did? Mind you, we get to see the carnage. We get to hear them tough talking on TV like these niggas is built like that. We get to hear all of this war talk. We get to hear all of this genocide talk, but nobody came forward yet with a motherfucking report as to how the fuck did that shit happen in the first place, with them being as technologically quote unquote advanced as they are. It's almost, it's not even possible. When you really think about it, it's almost impossible for what happened to have happened if they did not have some type of inside, not insider information. No, that's it had to be more than that. The Israeli Defense League was told to stand down for 7 hours, right? 7 hours. Think about that. Because yes, they do have a tunnel network, and we're going to get into the tunnel thing. You know what I'm talking about? We're going to talk about them tunnels and whatnot. You know what I mean? The tunnel network. They have the Hamas has a very vast tunnel network. We're talking about a subterranean society underneath a society that you may see on the surface where they like, yo, Hamas is an open air prison, as in all prisons, not all prisons, but most prisons, as you've seen, for those of you that watch Hulu and Netflix and you watch them documentaries, niggas built tunnels underneath them prisons. The fucking cartel was building tunnels from Mexico into America. Right? When they went to fight Vietnam, when they had that war in Vietnam, how did America wind up getting washed? What was one of the main advantages that the Viet Cong had over the quote unquote Americans who did not know the subterranean terrain? They was getting washed because they were tunnel rats killing them. Right? I remember G.I. Joe, one of my favorite G.I. Joes was Tunnel Rat. Right? So when they talk about the ground war, when they talk about the invasion of Gaza, what they're referring to is the fact that they're going to have to go in those tunnels And those tunnels are going to be booby trapped. And those tunnels is where a lot of fighting is going to take place henceforth. Why they were warned by Iran, right? Israel was just warned by Iran about an earthquake. He said that the ground is going to shake under you. So imagine if they able to basically move a mini nuke, or they're able to move some type of quote unquote bomb, some big boy shit underneath a gas line or underneath somewhere in Israel where they could cause humongous structural damage, right? And you know they got them suicide bombers who don't give a fuck. So America got washed in that type of war. No telling what's going to happen to these boys if they go up in there. I'm going to go on the record to say this may be the first war where you're going to see the Tesla robot make its debut. They're going to bring AI into the, I'm going to show you as we move forward, but you could bet your bottom dollar that they're going to show AI, that they're going to fuck regular AI. You're going to see humanoid robots. And this shit right here, this is a trade show that you watching right now. This is a fucking modern day weapon trade show. This is just it's a live exercise for anybody that got the fucking budget to go ahead and cop something. First, they showed you the drones. Then they showed you the guided missiles. Now they're going to show you the fucking robo dog and the robo AI and the motherfucking exoskeletons and some other fly shit. The laser, that showed you the Iron Dome, right? So first it was the Iron Dome. So you got to think about it through the eyes of a contractor. We talked about the contracting business prior to this with the private military when we were talking about the Wagner Group. It's not that much different right now. You're basically you're still in the same movie theater watching the same movie. It is no different. When we were talking about the Wagner Group and we were talking about the weapons and everything, and they knocked off the leader and whatnot, this is just part 2 of that movie right here. So this is how the contractor was selling. The Iron Dome didn't work. It failed us. It's an old quote unquote technology that needs upgrading. Boom. So now we replace the Iron Dome with the laser. How many people saw them activate the laser and whatnot? So now the laser is taking the missiles out the sky with more proficiency than the old technology that the Iron Dome had. Where the fuck is our Iron Dome? About that. Where's Ghana's Iron Dome? Where's Nigeria's Iron Dome? Why they don't got that? So they are state of the art. They got drone technology. They got facial recognition, missile defense systems. Like you said, you've been watching Modern Warfare, Call of Duty. This is an open air trade show. You could Google all of the weapons that they're using. You could find out the days that they drop certain bombs. You could get the analytics on the extent of the damage. You probably could tap into the drones. You could probably tap into the live feed and see the drones droning shit. If you had access to certain websites, you would watch all of that shit. The same way that people sat in the house watching the Ukraine war, because that's a drone war. Like they watch TV, like World Star. It's all online. Then when they do the ground war, they're gonna have body cams, and they're gonna have cameras on their helmets. You're gonna see everything, unless they're killing babies, of course. They might turn the camera off for that. So when people who control the media go to war, because this is different than the Ukraine and Russia. They control media, and you see how media has been weaponized. You see the type of machine that media is. So media is at war. Medea is at war. That's who they represent. They have control of one of the most quote unquote effective weapons in the world, and that's media. That's the mind. That's Medea. So Medea's at war. And as a result of that, you are now being inundated with the spoils of war, the collateral of war, and you're getting to see how this dog fights. You're getting to see the fangs on this dog. You're getting to see front row in HD, my nigga, in 4K, how this motherfucking dog fights. No children will be spared. No children will be spared. They blew the hospital up in your face. No child will be spared. They like, fuck that. They like, we got to kill these little niggas before we willing to keep the 2 and the 3-year-olds alive. But if they 12 and 13 and 14, they got to go, bro. Because the way that Hamas works, they'll go to war and get beat, or they'll go to war and they don't consider themselves getting beat. You got to remember, they're not counting the bodies as if like how, oh, if we lost 200 and you lost 100, we lost. That's not how they fighting. Them niggas is going, people that's going up to chill with Allah, 70 virgins and whatnot. You know, they legends in their city and their town and their hood and whatnot. You know what I'm talking about? They ain't really, they good. They good. Don't cry for me, Argentina. But they like, yo, these teenagers are now invigorated to be Hamas. So by the time they grow up and they're 17, they're going to be able-bodied soldiers, and we'll go back 3 years later and strike them again, right? So if they sustain a big loss, they got to take a few years to train the youth, bring them up, you know what I mean? Get them militarized, and then they strike again. So the idea that they like, fuck that. Before we got to deal with that, we're just gonna wipe all of these young. We're gonna wipe them out. We don't give a fuck about the age. They're enemy combatants, nigga. They grow into soldiers. You know what I mean? It's a petri dish. They're gonna grow into the ops. So we'll take them out right now before they can't even pick up a chopper right now. So we sending jets. They're sending fucking jets. Do you know how close Israel is to Gaza? It's not like it's a different country. It's not even like it's a different city per se. It's almost like fucking Wynwood in Miami is to South Beach. If anybody is on the line in the chat room and you niggas is from over there or you've been over there, give me a comparative distance of where the fuck Jerusalem is to the Gaza Strip. Let's just use those two, right? Or where the fucking planes are coming from, right? Because they coming from the water. Remember, if you look at the map, Gaza Strip is like South Beach. Exactly. It's like O Block having beef with 63rd, and O Block is sending tanks and fucking jets over to 60 fucking 3rd, bro. And let's say that something happened on, let's say O Block niggas drilled on 63rd, and they sent a jet to blow up a building on O Block, and they was like, yeah, we was looking for Dirk and them. But you blew up Mama Duck, nigga. She ain't even on O Block. She all the way over there, and you blew up her building looking for Dirk and them. That's how close these niggas are to each other in a sense, right? How you sending jet fighters into, like, imagine jet fighters bombing Ocean fucking Avenue in Collins, bro. Because if you look at the map, it's beachfront. They on the beach. They're right there by the water. Literally. It's literally on the water similar to how Ocean Ave, right? Collins. If anybody's ever been to South Beach, Miami, if you ever been out there, you know exactly what I'm talking about. That shit is on the beach, damn near. That's crazy. Crazy shit, crazy, right? Economic impact, number 3. The defense industry is a significant contributor to Israel's economy. It provides high-paying jobs, stimulates research and development, and contributes to the country's exports. According to the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, Israel was the 8th largest arms exporter in the world from 2016 to 2020. So for them to be some religious people, they sure do revel in the fucking in warfare, right? They sure do revel in quote unquote carnage and everything. They say that it's because they have to protect themselves, right? And they play that victim role because they had got washed up before, allegedly. So yeah, right? Yeah. You feel me? Yeah. You know? If you don't know the policies that they have over there, family, they are required, every able-bodied male and female are required to give 2 years, right? The women have to give 2 years and the men have to give 3 years to military service. If you laying up over there, if you niggas got passports and you got, if you over there, you got to give up some time to their armed services. I'm not mad at that. You know, theoretically speaking, I'm not mad at that. Henceforth, why when you come across an Israeli, they are very mature for their age. The Palestinians, they're mature because they're growing up in warfare, similar to children on Obla, similar to children in Baton Rouge, similar to children in Brownsville, right? Similar to the drillers and whatnot who started drilling at 13 and 14 and 15 and 16, and they have a war because there's people down the block who have military grade weapons who are good at headshots and sniper gangs. Niggas are getting their brains blown the fuck out trying to go to the gas station. Okay? It's the same mentality. So when you see these videos and you're watching these kids and you like, this little nigga's 5 years old, but he got the project face. He got the boozy face. He grown in the face. It's because they're looking at war. They're staring war in its eyes and whatnot. They're seeing dead bodies. They're being radicalized from the womb. They're being radicalized from the womb, fam. Right? The Israelis, though, is different with them. It's not like they have hard living like that. They're not underneath warfare. They're not living in an open air prison. So they have to harden them by putting them into quote unquote military duty for 2 and 3 years. And they find out amongst the group which ones are snipers, who's the good killers, who's the heartless ones amongst you, who's the ultimate soldiers amongst you, who are the quote unquote, you know, they'll be able to cream rises to the top. So they'll be able to find out who's the best snipers, who's the best killers. Quiet as kept, the Ethiopian women, the Ethiopian sistren, the daughters, they are the best snipers in the IDF. Right? Because remember, they don't care if you melanated. You still gotta fight. You gotta sign up. So all of those Falashes, them Ethiopian, them niggas, they got the restaurant on the West End and whatnot in Atlanta, and they over there, they all in the army. They all have to give some time. Allegedly, right? Let me know. Do they get a pass? Because when I'm watching the documentaries, I'm seeing some baddies on the Israeli side from Ethiopians and Somalians and shit. Like, I'm like, Nigga, fuck is going on? I was confused at first. Yeah, you know Wonder Woman. You see Wonder Woman, the girl to play Wonder Woman, she's Israeli, and you could see the militancy in her. So everybody has an edge to them, right? I would say if we were to get our shit together, we would have to do some shit like that. Yeah, Gal Gadot, right? Gal Gadot. The reason why she was able to do all of that Wonder Woman shit, she's already been hardened by military duty. I'm co-signing that. If we have our own shit, you better be in the fucking armed services. What you gonna be doing? Laying up? I think that duty thing is not a bad idea. You know, I don't think that that's a bad idea. She's an actress. She is an actress, but one thing about, you know, these actresses and these actors, I don't know what you do, but I do my research. You know, I look into people. So I look at interviews and I look at podcasts and I try to find out the person behind the role, right? And I already know, you know, I'm already trained to see type of things, and I'm just a people person, so I know people. So when I'm watching an interview, I'm like, okay, this is not an act with this person. This motherfucker is really military. This motherfucker is really military. Like I was watching Liar Cohen's interview on Drink Champs, right? Or Drink Chumps. Sometimes they be chumping. Especially the Cuban nigga. He's a dick rod. I don't take to him too easy. But I saw the military in Liar Cohen watching that interview. He's Mossad. You could see it in him. You could see it in him. Then there's some of them that's softer than baby shit, super soft like terry cloth, and I don't see no militancy in them. You feel me? Like super soft. You know what I'm talking about? Like young Drake, like early Aubrey soft type shit. Like what's his son name? You know, very what they call the word is meek. You know, think Fredo Coleon. That type of energy. Niggas is on Fredo time. You know? Because it's either one or the two. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, wheelchair Jimmy. You know what I mean? They grow up real fucking meek, and then they get around melanin, and it's like when homie in the Spider-Man movie had the venom and shit. Remember when Peter Parker had venom on him and he started turning into this cool black guy, right? He started turning into like this hip dude and whatnot. He was dancing. His pheromones was giving off energy. He was giving off big dick energy, right? That's how they grow up. That's how they grow up. That's why hip hop was one of the best things for them. You know what I'm talking about? That's why Liar Cohen could sit up there. He was talking shit on that interview. And to be honest with you, there's not a lot. I mean, we could say what we could say, but he's letting it be known. He was like, yo, Def Jam was on the way out. You know, he hated Puff because Puff was pushing the shiny suits. He said Puff was giving us aspiration rap and Def Jam was representing reality rap. And he was ready to give up. But he said one day he saw a video with the fucking locks and the shiny suits. And he said, you put them niggas in Technicolor like you did Mace. And he was like, he wanted to take Puffy down after that. And then he found DMX. So nothing to take away from DMX. But once again, the darkness, Dark Man X, right? A nigga who was representing robbing niggas, killing niggas, that Damien shit, niggas possessed, That was the nigga that saved Def Jam along with Warren G and the Regulators, a West Coast nigga. He said it on the show. He said Redman, Reggie Noble with the album Time for Some Action, and he said Warren G with Regulators basically saved Def Jam for being a defunct label. My question to you is, where the fuck is Warren G financially then? And I see Reggie Noble jumping out of airplanes and doing goofy shit right now. Shout out to him because he's living his best life. But he don't look like he inherited some fucking stocks from Def Jam as a result of helping that funky ass company get out of the fucking red. You dig? So once again, you have people coming on the internet and talking about how our people saved them. It was off of our backs, our batteries and whatnot, off of our creativeness. Because keep in mind, he's showing you it's the creativity of the artist that saved the label. It's not the label saving the artist. The labels don't necessarily save the artist. You've seen artists drown, multiple artists drown, and the labels could give two fucks about them. The artists get killed, and the label don't even mention their name. But you see artists all of the time saving the fucking label, right? Saving the small hats, saving these bankers, saving these loaners, saving these people who don't really care about them, saving these people who only look at them like a meal ticket. When is that going to stop? You know, when is that going to stop? You know? They got, yeah, he fed off of DMX. Fuck around, he probably slipped them some fentanyl. You know? They play a dirty game. You have no idea. But one thing about them small hats, they will clone. They are the best cloners. Like how Ross came through. I mean, Ross Ben broke it down, and it also Kaba broke it down last night. There was a tradition that I read about them where if they kill their enemy, they assume their enemy's identity. That's the type of magic that they work with. They absorb the quote unquote qualities of the people that they're around. So Liar Cohen, he moved like a nigga, bro. He moved like a nigga. Watch that interview. Like he moved with an energy this very familiar, where niggas would be like, I'm familiar with that nigga. The same way that Italians move with nigga energy. The same way that certain Irish move with nigga energy. You know what I mean? But they're able to absorb, they're able to clone, they're able to mimic and whatnot. Henceforth, the jazz singer with Al Jolson, they were the ones in blackface. They were the ones who came to Hollywood and changed their name from Burger, Stein, and Wine and became Al Jolson, Tom Brady. You know, they're stealing identities, y'all. It's not their fucking name. Go and Google Hollywood names that once were ooish. It will blow your fucking mind, bro. Why you not using your real name, nigga? Why you not using your original name that's unpronounceable? Why I gotta, you know, like Chinese niggas come over here and you're like Jim Brown? Like, no, you're not. Nigga, who you fooling, dog? Nigga, you're not. Your name is not Jim. I'm not calling you that. You know? Yeah, Kirk and Michael Douglas. Them niggas ain't no Douglases. You know what I'm saying? They got us. They are assuming roles. They are the original blackface. Keep that in mind. Al Jolson, the jazz singer, they were the blackface. They put the cork on, right? And when you remember, like the when they were selling our music and whatnot, and they will put their face on the album cover, right? These people have learned us. They've studied us. And it's all is gotten so serious now to where it's biogenetic and whatnot. It went past just mimicking. They've taken it that far to gene splice, CRISPR gene splicing. You know what I mean? Amalgamation through the bloodlines, marrying in. Okay? Getting our melanin, getting our organs inside of them, right? Organ harvesting to organ transfer, right? They showed you that in the movie Get Out, right? And when they depicted that couple, they depicted it as liberal white folk. And what the fuck do you think liberal white folks translate to? Who do you think that is? Right? Who are the liberal whiteys? Right? Who they don't give you have to shout out to Lord Merkel. He was on to something. What's your nationality? That was his shit. He would be in Harlem walking up to them and say, what's your nationality? Right? And he would put people on who didn't know. And we would be right there on 25th, be like, this is a crazy ass Moor, yo. He be wilding and shit. But as I stood there and I would listen to the answers that these Europeans would give them, I'd be like, well, goddamn, I wouldn't have really known that. They was like, I'm German. I'm a German Jew. I'm Russian. You know, I'm from Ireland. You know, they know their nationality. We don't. But mad of them were role playing somebody else when they would be asked their national Polacks. You know what I mean? Mad Polacks. Looking like somebody else. Let me continue. Foreign relations and diplomacy. Israel's defense exports also play a role in its foreign relations. By selling defense equipment to other countries, Israel can strengthen diplomatic ties and gain political leverage. For example, Israel has strengthened its relationship with countries like India and Azerbaijan through defense deals. So keep in mind, they come in, they know who got drama, they know who got smoke because they deal with surveillance and stuff like that. And sometimes they even are playing both sides. That's the, keep in mind, before we go anywhere, this is Rothschild shit that we're talking. These are the Rothschild babies. You understand? This is a Rothschild exclusive. This is his mixtape. So the same thing that he was doing, or the same thing that they're known for doing by funding both sides of the war, that is a quote unquote banker's wartime practice and whatnot. And that's how they are able to balance their books, and that's how they're able to leverage power, and that's how they're able to divide and conquer. It's the Don King theory. I hold both you niggas hands up, and whoever won, that's what I'm leaving with him. So Israel has a robust defense industry with several companies that are at the forefront of technological innovations. Here are some examples. Elbit Systems. Elbit Systems is an international defense electronics company. They are involved in various areas, including communications, aerospace, land and naval systems, intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance, unmanned aircraft systems, and cyber defense. One of their notable products is Hermes 450, a medium-sized multi-payload drone, right? Maybe the one that blew that hospital up. Rafael Advanced Defense Systems. Rafael develops and produces weapons, military, and defense technologies for the Israel Defense Forces and for export abroad. They are known for the development of the Iron Dome, a mobile all-weather air defense system designed to intercept and destroy short-range rockets and artillery shells. Yeah, niggas need that. But Israel Aerospace Industries, AIA, provides technologies in space, air, land, sea, and cyber for the defense and commercial markets. They developed the Arrow missile defense system designed to intercept and destroy ballistic missiles. Elta Systems, a subsidiary of AIA. Elta specializes in radar surveillance and reconnaissance systems. They have developed advanced radar systems for fighter jets and naval vessels, and they are one of the world's leaders in synthetic aperture radar technology, SARS, right? So the same shit that people were just talking about happened in Maui with direct energy weapons, these motherfuckers popped out with that shit and showed the world, oh yeah, we got DEWs. We got DEWs. Okay. So this article is from May 22nd, 2023. The majority of the information I'm going to show you about AI being integrated into their warfare and whatnot, it comes before the rollout of this new war. This war has been planned. This war is to bolster their quote unquote weapons market. They're going to move from number 8 into the position of 2 and 1, right? They're going to use this as a quote unquote open air trade show to show how they can demolish their quote unquote enemies. And by doing such, other countries who have their own problems and their own minorities or their own quote unquote terroristic organizations or homeland threats, they're going to go ahead and buy that technology and use that on their unsuspecting public. And don't fuck around and let some shit happen like the US dollar crash. Don't fuck around and have political instability or a coup d'etat in a place like America. Oh, you really gonna see some shit. You really gonna see some shit. Okay? Because like I said, if they were ever to send an army over here to do their dirty work, it will be these motherfuckers. You see how quick they riled up 300,000 in a fucking amount of a few days. Them niggas got a standing army of 300 rack flying in from everywhere, right? So they got operatives all around this bitch. Jerusalem, May 22nd. Israel aims to parlay its technological prowess to become an artificial intelligence superpower. The Defense Ministry Director General said on Monday, predicting advances in autonomous warfare and streamlined combat decision-making. Think about predicting advances in autonomous warfare, meaning fuck a kamikaze, I could fly a drone with the payload that I just read to you with that big payload on it. I could fly a drone into enemy territory and just explode it. No more suicide bomber. I could walk a robot, a humanoid robot that's bullet resistant, into one of those buildings where Hamas is hiding and whatnot, and I could detonate a payload that will bring the whole building down. And then my robot might even get up out that building. Right? There are those who see AI as the next revolution in changing the face of warfare in the battlefield, Zamir told Herzliya Conference, an annual international security forum. Unbeknownst, I don't want to be in those buildings. I don't want to be amongst those people, these hairy, weird people from the mountains. But we could send some of our sisters in there. You know what I mean? They like to mosey up on the Israelis. You know what I'm talking about? We need to send somebody in these meetings. We need to be at these conferences. Because, once again, we have to form private military. You can't have a militia. You see what they do in the Hamas, right? They never talked about the Wagner Group the way that they talk about Hamas. Think about that. The Wagner Group doing more severe shit than Hamas. If you really do the fucking homework, they've killed children, they've killed women. You know what I mean? They've killed villages. They've done all that shit. Wagner Group out of Russia, right? They did atrocities all across Africa, all across Syria. You know what I mean? They did all of that, but you don't hear them talking about the private military corporations the way that they talk about militias. Get that fucking word out of your mind. You know what I'm saying? Get that word out of your mind. I don't know. I don't want to hear you refer to yourself as a militia. You're not that tough, nigga. You can't back it up. You can't back it up. So stop using it if you can't back it up. Because when they went and snatched up your militia leaders, you niggas ain't do nothing. Okay? You didn't do nothing. And you can't do nothing. They washed up the Proud Boys, the Oath Takers, In Fact, and a few other fucking organizations just like that. They checkmating all that shit. So you got to find another way around it, nigga. You gonna pop out with the same outfit on that you threw up on last night? I don't think so. Change clothes. You know, change clothes. They could have had you hating the Wagner Group. They didn't turn on their propaganda machine. They could have had you hating the motherfuckers, but they made you feel sympathetic to them because they lost their leader, right? That's real propaganda. And these are pieces of shit. They are subjecting people around the continent. They're not riding with Africa like that. You know what I mean? They be subjecting people as well. You know? Don't come in here dick riding Trump either. I'm not here for that, nigga. You understand? I don't know who you. Don't come in here with that Trump didn't do anything. We talking about this shit right here. Fuck Trump. I hope he die. How about that? Fuck out of here. Y'all niggas got too much love for the ops. I hope he fucking crooks. Okay? Put that in your pipe. He named GPT as deep learning realms being addressed by civilian AI industries, which could eventually have military applications. These, Zamir said, potentially include the ability of platforms to strike in swarms or of combat systems to operate independently, of data fusion, and of assistance in fast decision making on a scale greater than we've ever seen. Now, I don't love no politicians. I don't love no politicians. Fuck out of here. No politicians is gonna save me. They not gonna save my. I'm not looking for no fucking relief check. I'm not choosing Satan over the devil. I ain't doing none of that. I'm not playing these games that y'all out here playing. That's hoe talk. And I ain't hoeing, nigga. The fuck? What have our teachers be what the fuck? What have our teachers been dying penniless and broke for all of these years? Teaching these niggas. For you niggas to turn into this sorry excuse of a fucking people? Like you don't know nothing? Like niggas gotta reteach every fucking other month? Nah, man, I ain't going for it. Bring me back to the early 2000s when shit was different, man. What the fuck? I'm fighting this timeline. You know what I'm saying? I'm fighting this timeline. I'm not, no, this is a variant. I'm not agreeing to it. I'm not affirming this shit. This ain't it, bro. I'm fighting this timeline. Niggas on this timeline different. You know? They different on this timeline. So here goes your Hegelian dialect. Here goes the Hegelian dialect in this article right here, right? So Israel is willing to say, we got caught slipping, right? Because at the end of the day, imagine if I was the plug, imagine if I was quote unquote the cartel, right? I was the plug, right? And my reputation is nobody could get away, nobody could fuck with me. And I get ran down on and robbed and embarrassed on live. Like the cartel gets tied up, kidnapped, beheaded, bodied, you know what I mean? Washed up. Imagine all of these things happening at once. Now, the people that buy from me, they'll be like, why the fuck would I even buy from you anymore? You just got washed up. The only way for me to bring them back as customers is to track down all of those people that did me dirty, right? And completely eradicate them, their family, the dog, the cat. I'm killing flies in the house too, right? Then I do it with such proficiency that the people that are watching are like, shit, they struck back even harder. So maybe the fact that they got attacked was a good thing, because what it did is it emboldened them and it made them stronger. And it showed me that the cartel is really fierce. I'm going to double my order with you next time, because now you're scared, because the cartel showed you that they're nothing to fuck with. And if you step on them, they're going to step on your whole city. They're going to eradicate you. So now the customers are intimidated and they just like, take my money. That's exactly what you're saying right here. If you don't know how to play chess, it's not going to be what you think it is. It can't, they're not going to show their hand up front. The fuck, are you dumb? It's not how it works. Hegelian dialect says, we'll risk all of the border towns. Fuck it, let them die. We could risk losing 1,000 civilians. Same way that happened in fucking downtown Manhattan on September 11th. Those were expendables. You know what I'm saying? For the bigger picture, we could lose a few thousand for the motherfucking for the millions of us that are gonna gain. That's how warfare works. You know what I mean? That's really called politics, like Blue said. It's just politics as usual. The people, the taxpayers, the pawns in the chessboard, you know that you're expendable, right? You know you to help, right? You know you collateral damage, right? You know you cannon fodder, right? You know that when you went to war and they put your ass on the front line because you had non-ether hair, that you were the sacrifice, right? You thought this because you was lit and whatnot and basic training, but those trust fund babies didn't go on the front line with you. They was tucked away nicely, and they had you and the rest of those project porch babies and whatnot. They had the trench babies on the front line. Why is that? Because you're expendable. Because you've always been on the front line, from the Civil War to World War I to Vietnam. Everywhere that they go, you are the proverbial pawns. You're not bishop. You only became that in juice. You're not the fucking queen. You're not the king. You are the pawn. And that's where they put you on the front line, because you are the buffer. That's how they have people who look like us who be trying to fight their wars. Nah, you're not even a knight. The first knight that we had was Suge. You're not the knight. You're the pawn. You know what I mean? You're the rook in this bitch. You're the rookie. So this right here is Hegelian dialect, right? This is Hegelian dialect. So the situation that happened today, on Tuesday, on the day of war, on Mars Day, is going to have grave repercussions in the theater of war. Because there's a lot of shit going on, right, on different days. But definitely on Tuesday, we're talking about the theater of war. So we pay attention to all of the occurrences that take place on a thing like Tuesday, especially on Saturn Day as well. So Saturn Day is the day where the attack happened. And then on Tuesday is a day where they had their bloodiest day was today, where a hospital was struck. And they say between 500 to 800 people lost their lives, right? Both sides are pointing the fingers. They're saying that the Gaza, that was one of their rockets that went off target. And of course, the Gaza is saying, get the fuck out of here. That shit came from y'all. Canadian Prime Minister Trudeau, right? He steps up and says something. Remember, he's ran by the British Crown, right? You got to keep in mind, everybody that has something to say, always remember who owns them, right? Who are they speak? Because they can't just come out and say anything before they get clearance from they big dogs, right? They already told the Pope, sit the fuck down. Shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Go read your Bible. They don't fuck with the Pope like that. Trudeau, King Charles and them, they run Canada. I haven't heard anything from King Charles, you know. At the end of the day, I doubt that anything will be said. This is all part of their biblical prophecy timeline hijacking. So nobody is basically this shit was supposed to happen. They want to see that third temple. They want to see Armageddon. They want to see end times. They all on board for that. That's part of their oath. They're not outside of their oath. You know what I mean? These are actors. This is the shit show that we talked about before. This is the shit show that we warned is going to take over people's timelines and is going to be one of the shittiest shows on the stage going into 24 and beyond. All right? We're here at that precipice and there's more to come. It's just the beginning. But this is what we were talking about ever since the beginning of the calendar year to say, yo, we're going to not focus on the shit that is called the shit show and be distracted because we got other things that we need to be doing, right? So we're demystifying the shit show, right? We're not distracted, but we're learning from it, okay? Whatever attention that we pay to it, whatever gaze that we put upon it is going to be to break it down, right? To demystify it, okay? To take away the bite, to take away the ignorance out of it, because niggas fear what they do not understand. And that is a fact. It's not because I said it. That is an undeniable fact that they fear what they don't understand. So the key is to understand what's taking place so we don't fear it, because it's not good to live in fear. And it's because you are in a fear paradigm. That's why the pictures are bothering you. That's why the warfare is hurting. It's too much. It's too heavy, right? That's why shit like that is doing. It's affecting you, right? Because you don't understand it. They did this shit 3 years in a row to us. This is not new. What I want to know is why is the cycle always repeating itself? Remember, we just did a show where we broke down the 2 and the 3 year cycle, how everything that was starting in 2020 and 2021 is coming to fruition in 2023, which means in 2025, the things that started budding in 2023, they're going to come to fruition in full bloom in 25-26. Time is centrifugal. We are moving in cycles. The more you understand that, the more you stop getting caught off guard, and these motherfuckers take your time and your energy from it, because they're definitely eating energy right now. They're feasting off of fear. They're feasting off of ignorance. They're feasting off of all of the energy imprints that people are putting out there. These people that I speak of would be the Luciferians, the reptilians, whatever the archons, whatever's behind, whatever forces are behind all this shit right here. Saturn, you know what I mean? People who worship that, yeah, they're the ones eating off of that fear that the world is giving off right now. Because at times of war, niggas gotta eat. Niggas gotta eat. So Israel Hospital uses facial recognition to identify dead and wounded from the Hamas war. That's very important. Facial recognition. All of those videos where those Hamas niggas was riding through with Shorty in a Jeep and whatnot, they had the hostages and they didn't cover up bare face. They was barefaced. Near one of them will walk out of this alive. Let's be clear. Anybody whose face got captured in a video, their drones are so precise. They're gonna show you with the AI. We're gonna fucking laser this person's face off from afar. We're gonna drone the shit out of this nigga, right? From above like a falcon. So all you niggas running around stealing out of Walgreens and Kohl's and Roscoe's and Ross, you know, everybody that's participating in this new wave of boosting and stealing in front of the cameras and y'all looking up and whatnot, the AI facial recognition, the biogenetic shit that's coming to America, they're building super max prisons all around America. I saw it on Star and Buckwild, Star YouTube channel. You gotta be very, don't let this shit, don't. Just be very fucking mindful about the big setup. Be very yeah, that all that Walmart, Target shit and whatnot. I know shit is rough out there. You know what I'm talking about? You know, you better put on a fucking Halloween mask or something. I don't know what to tell you, but stop doing shit bare face. Cause them days is, yeah, they washing that up. But this AI shit that they got, they are going to be using big facial recognition. You're going to see a jump in AI facial recognition as a result of this Hamas situation. They're going to push, because remember, war accelerates technology. They need the war to accelerate the technology. They need the Hamas. They need a fucking all of this technology, all of these weapons with nobody to use it on. Think about it. This is trillions of dollars to be made, not billions, trillions of dollars, because every single military organization is going to want to buy the technology. They have to have somebody to show it off on. The only people is not the PLO. That's why they said keep Hamas right there. We're going to fund these niggas. We're going to help. We're going to turn our eye when they dig in tunnels and whatnot. We're going to let these niggas arm themselves up, because these are our test subjects. It's Cop City, nigga. Hamas is Cop City. Okay? The same way that they were using Fallujah, right? When they had the Fallujah campaign, the same way that they were doing urban warfare all up in the Middle East and whatnot, in Iraq and whatnot, training, right? They needed somebody to be the quote unquote crash test dummy, because it's all about selling weapons. It's all about selling technology and the advancement of the technology when you have these open threats. So these open threats and these quote unquote, they got weapons. Yeah, Hamas got weapons, but it ain't what these niggas got. Let me show you what they got. Right? Israel relies on AI systems to prepare for all-out war. This is July 17, 2023. So let's stop acting like whatever just happened was unprovoked, as if everybody wasn't getting ready for it. You feel me? You ever went to war with a nigga? It don't just happen right away. You build up your resources. I be watching these goddamn, I would just watch something on Boozy the other day. Then one of these documentaries how he's a serial killer. My birthday twin. This nigga's crazy. This nigga's crazy. But they showed me in the documentary, he got into beef with a nigga in March 2007, and then they'll show you the timeline. Then he ran into the nigga at the club. They had an argument. They timestamped that. It was probably in May. Then in June, niggas started dying. That's how that shit works. It's an escalation. You understand? There's an escalation process that takes place. And then it turns from a verbal to physical. So the tipping point has arrived to where the buildup has culminated and it's gotten physical, and they're preparing their troops, right, to display this new weaponry on these crash test dummies called Haza militants. Motherfuckers that they basically, it's an open air prison. Think about that. It's an open, so Imagine if Sing Sing prison was like, yo, we just gonna be we gonna you see we're gonna give them weapons, we're gonna let them arm themselves, but they'll never be able to get out the prison. But that'll give us reasons to be more murderous with them. We want these niggas to die. We can't just kill them in the supermax jails and whatnot if they don't have weapons. We can't just kill them if they just fighting and shit like that. We got to kind of like sneak guns in there. We got to sneak weapons and shit. We got to make these niggas the threat. We know that they'll never be able to effectively take over the world. They won't be able to topple our government. They won't be able to topple the state and whatever the prison is located in. The worst that they could do is that they could lock the jail down and take hostages. And in that case, we'll just send the special forces and kill the whole jail on some Attica shit. Like they've already plotted out the worst case scenario. So they're like, yeah, give them some arms and whatnot, and that will give us the impetus to start killing them more. So the Gaza Strip is an open air prison. The women, that's like the women that come on a visit and whatnot to the Supermax prison. You, your children, and that nigga that's locked up. All of y'all are ops. I don't know if you know that or not. Like, y'all all fair game. Because you sneaking in drugs. This little nigga, he gonna grow up and be a prisoner. You know what I mean? Looking at me all fucking stupid with the snotty nose and whatnot. He's gonna be in juvie very soon because his father's not even, his father's Purnell from fucking Minister Society, locked behind the goddamn wall, Supermax. The little nigga to come to see his father, he's gonna repeat the cycle. So the CEOs is looking at the whole family to discuss. So that's the same thing why they talking so crazy about Gaza. Like, nah, them niggas is animals. They're like, them niggas is, it's like the Oz and shit. Like, they talking like they are wardens of a Supermax. And they talking down like, yeah, these are fucking inmates and animals and the lowest scum of the earth. Do you hear the lingo that they're using? So it's because they've conditioned. That's, remember, they're like, yo, the PLO is over there. We ain't fucking with y'all. Y'all all right, right? So the PLO would be Black Lives Matter, right? The West Bank is, let's just say that we had an invasion and they split everybody up. Gaza Strip is the conscious community. Gaza Strip is the master teachers. Gaza Strip is the militant niggas. Gaza Strip is the militia niggas. That's how this shit is broken up. That's the dichotomy that you see there, that you seen everywhere, where the Panthers were the extremists and they wiped them out and they let the woke version of them niggas rock out. That would be Karanga. So the Gaza Strip is the hardcore people who not playing. They dealing with the mystics. They dealing with the occult. They dealing with the Sufism. They probably got some magic going down and whatnot. They plugged into other niggas from around the world, around the Islamic world, to be like, you niggas keep it 10 toes down. You niggas are top G. That's their version of it right there. Imagine if I'm a Gaza nigga and I go anywhere around the Islamic world. I've been persecuted by the top op. Y'all not hardened like me, nigga. I done bust the melons. I done shed blood, my nigga. I done popped off. I spun the block on a big op that all of y'all are scared of. I'm a big dog. That's how they move in Gaza. Big dog energy. Because nobody has it harder than them niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Nobody feeling, they underneath the jets and the drones and the snipers. And they getting ran down on. Big, they got big ops. Them niggas nuts hang. So they moving like how they moving in South America with them gangs and them cartels and them motherfucking them organizations. We talking organized, right? And we were making a comparison the other day between old school gangsters with the new gangbangers and how that shit fell apart because they didn't have that discipline. They didn't have that discipline. You feel me? And I doubt if you live in Gaza and you don't got discipline, you're going to be alive for very long. I've been deep diving and watching these documentaries. Nigga, if you move wacky out there, you're done. You can't move wacky out there. They popping off. They bodying everything. When they was in the Viet Cong and Vietnam and whatnot, going action peoples who fought it, they was fighting against disciplined fighters, bro. In World War II, when niggas' grandfathers and them went to war and whatnot, and they had to go up against the Germans, nigga, they was going up against some disciplined fucking fighters, some disciplined killers. Nigga, this ain't that. This ain't Dancing with the Stars. Nigga, it's spooky outside. This war, this killers, this shit different. This ain't that twerking shit, nigga. This war, nigga. So, like I said, you got to move differently if you come up out of that. So, steel sharpens steel. Imagine what kind of warriors are in Gaza. Fuck is you talking about? I'm not shitting on them niggas. I'm studying them. Them niggas put in an amount of work that you niggas have never seen in your life, bro. And I'm not just talking about the other day. I'm talking about what they stand on. Them niggas stand on something way different. I wish I knew niggas that stood on shit like that. And not these bird-ass niggas that be running around posturing, cosplaying their favorite fucking revolutionary. You know what I mean? You know, them niggas. You know what I'm talking about? Cosplaying like Comic-Con, dressing up like niggas. But ain't on that time. Ain't never gonna be on that time. Y'all niggas will never see the shit that you dreamt about. You probably will never see the shit that you contracted to come back in this bitch to see with your own 2 eyes so you can heal those millions of ancestors in your DNA who had to watch they people get beheaded, raped, filleted, and all of that. I need to see something through my eyes while I'm here to satisfy my DNA to make it make sense. Not this shit that I'm seeing. The shit that I'm seeing don't impress me. It ain't what I came here for. When I see what I came here to see, then I know that I seen it. I'm like, all right, I'm good now. I could take that shit back to me, to Sirius B, nigga. You know what I'm talking about? I could take that shit back to Soap Deck, nigga. I seen what I needed to see. I seen Babylon fall. I seen a nigga who killed Tupac get real justice, shit like that. And I came here to see that. So AI, just like I said, artificial intelligence war, just prepare. Just know what you're seeing when you see it. War accelerates technology. War accelerates technology. I gave you the series, Behold the Four Pale Horsemen. Behold the pale-faced horsemen. And I showed you these are Israel, these are babies of this land right here. These are children that come from children of the GMO corn. Elon Musk. Peter Thiel. Mark Zuckerberg. These are all from the same tribe, nigga. Andreessen Horowitz. And they are here to speed things up. They are here to accelerate the transhumanism shit. They are here to bring AGI online, which is artificial general intelligence. They have to bring the artificial AI online. The Antichrist, the reason why they want to build the third temple and slay the red heifer and do all of these things, because the fucking Antichrist will be coming through AGI. It will be a form of AI. That is the Antichrist. It's going to be the Ultron or whatever the fucking Matrix machine city The shit that they showed you in the Matrix, that's the Antichrist, nigga. That's the God on earth, niggas. That's the false prophet. It ain't no fucking man. Can't be a man. No, I'm talking about, it's not gonna be man. It's gonna be machine. That's why they've been meeting up with the fucking Pope and all of that. Go back to that. The Pope is the fucking, you know what I mean? The Pope met with the top rabbis. All of these niggas, they already plot. This is all part of the plans. This whole shit going AI. They want a whole AI takeover, automated apartheid. How Israel's occupation is powered by big tech, AI, and spyware. The same big tech that we be, you know what I mean? The same big tech that's in America running around acting like, you know, we do no evil type shit. You know, the Google model and all of that. They all down with this shit. They all part of this shit. This is where our taxpayer dollars go, nigga. We got blood in our hands. You know? AI was a force multiplier, boasted Israeli officials after Operation Guardian of the Walls, an 11-day military attack on Gaza in 2021, which displaced 91,000 Palestinians and left 261 dead. So they already drilling with the AI back in 2021. ChatGPT came out in 2022. So whatever AI they was using back then, you could imagine that they basically scaled that about 100x in the 3-year run. If they use something in 2021 and we in 23 right now, that shit is already, it's already been upgraded on levels that we probably don't even realize. But they say they already using it. Almost 2 years later, foreign aid, big tech, and new advanced surveillance systems have quite literally laid the groundwork for what Amnesty International calls an automated apartheid. Come on, fam. One that is powered by Western corporations like Google and Amazon on the outside and entrenched by spyware and AI on the inside. A new era, occupation under automation. Like I said, this is Cop City. This could be coming to a hood near you soon. This could be coming to a hood near you soon. This could be coming to a hood near you very soon. This could be coming to O Block. This could be coming to a FEMA camp. This could be coming to a motherfucking one of these cities that they put on lockdown when the shit starts turning up and whatnot and they pull out. This could be coming to those supermaxes. AI technology combined with new far-right government have seen policies of repression and Israel's military occupation escalate at an unprecedented rate over the last few years. Autonomous weapon systems rely on sensor processing rather than human input by selecting and engaging a target. Omar Shakir, the Israel-Palestine director at Human Rights Watch, told the New Arab. These technologies make it easier to maintain and further entrench apartheid. In a recent 82-page comprehensive report on the use of technology in Israel's military occupation, Amnesty International detailed how many of these atrocities are made possible by automated weapons, spyware, and unauthorized biometric systems, calling them crimes against humanity. If anybody is listening to this and watching this, please go and get that report and post it in the chat room if you can. It's a simple Google search. Amnesty International military, Israel military occupation, and see what comes up. We need, because I'm going to put that through my AI. I'm going to run that through AI and I'm going to break that down and I'm going to be able to get more information out of that. All right. So we need to start taking these reports and digging through them and combing through them with a fine-tooth comb and finding out what it is that's being reported that some of us need to know about. Because like I said, and this is for my frontliners, there's over 1,000 people in this thing right now, and there may be 10 people that I'm speaking to directly, right? Because I'm not putting everybody in the same class, because that's not the class or the rank or the file that you that you signed up for, right? But there's about 10 of us who should know about all of these things, because If you live in the borders of the USA, I did the roll call. I would say 96% of us were in the USA in the roll call, and you getting busy between these borders and whatnot. These people right here, right, where people are like, I don't got no horse in that race, nigga. You're being raced on. You don't got a horse in a race. You the fucking track that the horse is racing on. How about that? These are the people with their hands in your pocket. They're not some fly-by-night group. These are the people that are making the technology to suppress you. These are the people that are training. These are the people that are designing. These are the people that are low-key, they pushing buttons on your ass. Because if you're an enemy of the state, then you're their enemy. And if they say that you're their enemy, it don't matter whose friends you have in this state. You're all of their enemies now. That's how they work. They all in your business. Please believe it. They're not just partners with America on some old, take care of me. No. Nigga, do you know how much America is benefiting off of the shit that they got? And what they giving America? The spyware. The fact that they have Pegasus. Look, Pegasus spyware. We talked about this already. Imagine when you have Uber, you order Uber and Lyft, and you can see the car coming because there's quote unquote GPS on your phone that shows you the movement of the car. Well, they have the same type of spyware on your phone to where if they be like, yo, we're going to drone this nigga, right? The same way that you could look at your phone and see the motherfucking car driving up to you, that's the same thing that Pegasus could do on your phone if they even wanted to follow you. You see how people are getting laid down with the Apple AirTags? There's a form of spyware that they put on your phone where they're following you the same way. I mean, just with your third-party apps, they following you. You know what I mean? Like, if you ever gonna do something or go somewhere, you cannot have your motherfucking phone with you. Please understand that. It can't be nowhere around you. That is a tracking device. Let alone they're looking at niggas every minute. I mean, I can imagine the files they got on me. You know what I'm talking about? Like your iPhone literally every 5 seconds is taking a picture of your ugly ass. You feel me? They all in your business. Truman Show. You know what I mean? So the surveillance that they probably have on people who they deem as a threat is crazy. It's literally Truman Show. They probably looking right in your crib through your fucking walls. There's no such thing as, oh, if they can look into space, they can look through your walls. Let's just be let's be practical right now. Let's be practical. They talking about, yo, we could see the Big Bang. We was looking at Jupiter the other day, but they can't look in your fucking living room, fam. You think they can't look in your mama's basement and see you playing around with your little dolls and shit? No, nigga. Spyware hacks into devices without alerting the owner. The hackers open the microphone and the camera on the device remotely to spy on the surroundings and download all the data on the device. Spyware from Pegasus, the specific system used by the Israeli military, is not only used to breach people's privacy by filing and scanning data, but is also utilized to obtain information even from encrypted messages services and plant false evidence into the device without leaving a trace. So when they go into people's houses and they raid it and whatnot, and they come out and they say, oh, we got child porn, we found it on a hard drive. While they were raiding the house, the Pegasus shit was downloading all of the shit on the hard drive. And then boom, they basically got you with a federal crime and you're done. That's how easy they lining people up. You feel me? That's how easy they're lining people up. So those journalists that got killed from the New York Times, he had Pegasus on his phone. The journalist that they just bombed the other day from Al Jazeera, Pegasus on the phone. So they're able to, so if they have any of the quote unquote people's faces from Gaza like I said, facial recognition. So they got they going through, they got the drones with the facial recognition flying over looking for that face. Then they have people's phones scanning their face to see if that's the face that they're looking for. And then if that's the face, then they can lock in, drop your location. You know how the drill rappers be getting killed from dropping the location. So basically, Pegasus is the drop of your location spyware. So they could drop your fucking location and spin the block on you. So when they say that people are getting killed in Chicago by people who are not the gangs, right, or in hoods and whatnot, you got to think about it. If you live in one of these killing fields where drive-bys are the order of the day, and these people are looking to knock you off, they just fall right in and they do the same shit that's been known. Like back in the days, they will body you and put 2 crack vials on the floor. It's drug related. What did Biggie say? Right? What did Biggie say? He says sprinkle 2 crack rocks and it's drug related. And you know, they'll close the case. You know what I mean? If you ever seen the movie Michael Clayton, they also specialize in suicide in people. So article after article after article, the world's first AI war, extent of artificial intelligence and Israeli wars on Palestinians revealed. So we're not even having the right argument. We don't even have context as to what we're talking about. I don't want this to turn into, because it starts in Israel and it gets exported. You don't want the disadvantage of going up against AI and war, right? But here it is in your face, smiling at you, daring you niggas to stand up again, right? It's going daring you niggas to have the testicular fortitude to try to stand up one more again, right? Stay on your fucking knees with Kaepernick. That's what they're telling you. Because this shit right here, y'all not ready for that, man. Y'all ready for the projects to get fucking leveled and whatnot? You don't talk about. You ready for that? Right? So the beast is leveling up right before your very own eyes, right? They gave you the toys to play with AI. Go ahead, play with it. You know what I mean? Go make pictures and shit. But they have different means. Like I said, now it's time for the billionaires and the trillionaires to really find out what that mouth do, right? They want to see what that mouth do on that AI because they seen it, you know, it was showing off. It came dressed to the party and whatnot. Now they really want to take it for a spin, if you get my drift. You know what I mean? And when it comes to technology, nobody really ever knows how it performs until it bodies something. That's when it shed blood. When it bodies something, that's when we really know that that shit is effective. All that other shit was just dressing, you know, was wearing the Rihanna fit to the party, wearing some Fashion Nova to the party, you know, turning us on, getting us all hot and ready and whatnot. Now we back at the room. And they want to know what that mouth do. Because they done flew it out. They invested in it. We flew you out. You know what I mean? We took you to Nobu. You feel me? We popped a bottle in your name, bitch. You got to have to, you know, bust that open right now. So they want to bust that AI open. And they wanted to kill for it now. They want the AI to kill. They want the AI to shed blood. The fun time is over. Now it's war time. Henceforth, you know, if I was on my stock market shit, I would give you niggas some stocks to buy. Because that's the play right now. You know what I mean? If you know, but that's the play. Because the stocks is going crazy on the military side. On the war side, them shits is up. Right? On the AI, if you know what AI to invest, AI VR, if you know what to invest in, it's gonna go up because this is going to be the new bull run. They're gonna have to turn it into a wartime economy in order for this shit to fucking save, especially with BRICS and all of these niggas acting stupid and dumping the dollar and whatnot. They had to make a motherfucking last minute decision, and the decision that they made is war. Boeing, Exxon, yeah, all that shit. You know? Profits or Palestine. The UAE and Israel deals are likely to continue quietly, right? The United Arab Emirates have offered to mediate between Israel and Palestine, and behind the scenes are billions of dollars in potential business deals between the UAE and Israel. Or is it real? We talking Dubai and these niggas. You know what I'm saying? Imagine Dubai getting turned into what you seen the Gaza Strip get turned into with that drone footage. Just think about that. All of that shit got the potential to fall coming up in the future when this shit spirals. Because what they gonna do? You know what I mean? Imagine if Dubai coming down. Imagine the drone going through Dubai, since motherfuckers don't got no sympathy for the hood in Gaza, right? Since you niggas don't care about Gaza versus Gully. Imagine all of them fake ass fucking buildings that you niggas be taking pictures in. Imagine them shits looking like the strip in Gaza when it really starts going down. Because somebody gonna, in a minute, sides will have to be chosen. This is on December 14, 2022. Israel boosts its profits by arms deals, fueling wars and conflicts. This is what they do. This is the land of ball. This is what they do. They ballers, right? As the year end approaches, it's become clear that Israeli arms manufacturers have concluded more unprecedented deals, which means that 3 of them are responsible for 2% of the total arms deals in the world. These companies, Elbit, Rafael, and Aerospace Industries, remain on the list of the 100 largest exporters, recording 3% growth in sales valued at $592 billion. The figure is expected to have increased dramatically in 2022 due to the Ukraine war. According to statistics reported by the Stockholm International Peace Research Institute, this year was predicted to be a record year for Israeli arms sales, with many countries raising their defense procurement budgets. Israeli arms deals fuel wars and armed conflicts around the world. The occupation state has boosted its profits at the expense of the lives of civilians killed, because its deadly weapons often figure in human rights violations and war crimes. Israel sells arms to oppressive regimes in flagrant violations of international laws, which call for such regimes to be boycotted. And y'all want to give me a pity party about these people? You know what I'm saying? Y'all want to give me the pity party story about, oh, these people? What about chickens coming home to roost, though? What about all of that? What about devilishment finally, you know what I'm saying? That shit coming around. What about boomerang theory? What about the fucking Great Reset? Because they got mad blood on their hands all over the world. Okay? All up in Africa. All up in Africa, South America. Huh? Probably was responsible for putting Uzis in your hood. But anyway, war profiteer stocks soar as Israel bombs Gaza. As countries need to replenish their weapons, we do think defense companies will do very well, said one expert. War is good for business. That's what one defense executive said in a London arms conference last month, and what that stock market reflected on Monday as Israel blockaded and bombarded the Gaza Strip, bombing the occupied Palestinians' main university, residential buildings, and a refugee camp. You already know what it is. A major hospital in response to Hamas' weekend attack that killed hundreds of Israel. The United States, which already gives Israel $3.8 billion in annual military assistance, is now preparing to send additional weaponry and other support. Meanwhile, the stocks of U.S. and European firms that make money off of war soared on Monday. U.S. companies including Lockheed Martin, Northrop Grumman, and RTX, previously known as Raytheon, were all affected, as were top British, French, Germany, and Italian firms, according to the Wall Street Journal. Fox Business reported shares of General Dynamics, which makes submarines and combat vehicles, rose the most since March 2020 when it gained over 9%. Okay, so you niggas know where to put your little peanuts, right? So in corporate America, they already are putting out, ways to speak to their employees, right, about the war to get everybody on code, right? How to address people coming to work asking questions naturally, curious about shit naturally, right? They're gonna tell them, they're gonna send a guide on how to curve you, right? So unless you got true freedom and whatnot, don't sabotage your motherfucking your 9 to 5 to try to be a social justice warrior at the water cooler, right? And try to wake up your third floor at the call center. Don't do it. Don't be him or her, please. You know what I mean? Don't do it. Spare yourself. After outcry over Ukraine, big business is muted on Israel-Hamas war, right? It just goes to show you, replace Hamas with you niggas, right? And it's the same thing. It's the same thing. It's the same thing. So they're gonna be, don't think that they're gonna George Floyd you niggas one more again, right? The same way that they quiet about that shit and they turn in a motherfucking blind eye is the same way that they turn in a blind eye on everything that's not dealing with their motherfucking bottom line and their aspect of supremacy. Let's not play stupid. The people who profit when it rains bombs. Weapons manufacturers have seen stocks surge amid the war between Israel and Hamas, but so have oil companies. So the financial sector of our community is going to fall in fucking line. Wall Street is going to fall in line. Corporate America is going to fall in line. And everybody that's making some money in this dry ass economy is going to fall in line. Because like they said, they wanted Trump back so they could get to some bread. But they're about to get to some bread right now because the investment is going to be in war and also in AI and tech. Okay, so shit is going to turn around, allegedly, right? If people are hedging their bets for this shit to pop off and whatnot, shit is going to go around. People are going to do what? You judge Travis Scott for his version of utopia, but your version of utopia is dystopia as long as you make it a few dollars. So your utopia will be in the midst of a dystopian world. That's your version of utopia, to basically be up in this bitch lighting $100 bills, right, and smoking the fucking Zaza while this shit falls apart because you're doing good on the stock market. You know what I mean? You feel me? So yeah, oil is going up. The motherfucker from Qatar said that they about to cut the access of oil off to the world if they keep bombing Palestine. And he said that before the hospital came down. So the shares on the oil is about to go bananas. Fucking dumb. So once again, it is a game. It is a game. This is theater. This is a movie. So you get to play whatever role you please. Do what thou want to do. I will never try to shame you for being a capitalist. I will never shame you for being an opportunist. I would never shame you for looking at an opportunity and jumping through the fucking window so you could get your ones right. That's on you and yours. Like, so you don't got to worry about me chastising motherfuckers for just being Americans. You know, I'm not chasing those stocks, but that's on you. You know what I'm saying? I showed you where it's at though. You know, now all of the tech companies in Israel, they basically shifting gears and they're pivoting and they're on board, right? If you have some type of moral obligation to support Israel, right? Or if you have a moral obligation to support Palestine, then if I were you, I would look into what companies that I have apps on my phone are in Israel or they're Israeli based, and I would remove those, you know? But the whole fucking big tech, nigga, the majority of big tech is, you know, they tied in. It's called the Startup Nation. Okay. So the Secretary of State is running around the Middle East right now, and he's getting stunted on. You feel me? He's getting stunted on. He's getting dunked on. You know what I'm talking about? Anthony Blinken, right? Just to show you the weakness of the whole Biden administration, right? Just to show you they got some weak ass knees. These niggas don't have Megan Thee Stallion knees like the Trump administration, right? These decrepit, old-fashioned, and archaic war fucking hawks, you know? They're trying to run around the Middle East and save face right now, and they hitting them niggas with the Heisman. Because once again, like I said, one thing about the Middle East, or one thing about the quote-unquote OPEC nations and whatnot, you know, they noted as career, they not only career suicide, but it will be straight suicide if they did not back their religion over some fucking dollars. And to back their religion is to go against the top op. As it's as simple as that. It's not even difficult. It's not even personal. Like it was mentioned earlier, and it was mentioned yesterday on the show, on that classic show that we did, on these few classic episodes with Ross Ben, with Kaba Khamenei, that this is an ongoing biblical narrative. This is a war that has been fought many a times before. Only thing different is the motherfucking microphone in front of his face. That's damn near the only thing different. But the Saudis paused the US-backed talks about normalizing diplomatic relations with Israel. Reports emerged that Saudis were pausing US-backed talks about normalizing diplomatic relations with Israel. The Crown Prince often keeps visitors waiting, even if they're top figures from a key partner such as America, but to do so during this crisis was remarkable. In the days after the Hamas strike last weekend, the Saudi royal also spoke to Iran's president. Despite a sustained rivalry that played out in a bloody proxy war in Yemen, Saudi Arabia and Iran recently restored diplomatic ties broken off years earlier, adding to the confusing tangle of rivalries and interests in the region. That said, some Arab officials are rooting for U.S. efforts to succeed, though they acknowledge it could be a while before long-term results. There is no doubt in my mind that without American leaderships, we would be in a far tougher position, one Arab diplomat said. The objective today is to stop the bleed, and although band-aids are being applied, the wound is too deep, right? America's intense wartime diplomacy is so far failing to sway Arab countries in the Middle East, and President Joe Biden's planned visit to the region may not help. You're about to see a whole bunch of fucking gaffes. You're about to see a whole bunch of footage of this nigga stumbling and saying dumb shit. You're about to see a lot of embarrassing fucking footage of the nigga that you betted on, right? Your horse in the race. You know what I'm talking about? Your horse in the race, your man's in there. The nigga that you stood by, Squidward. You about to see him doing a whole stroll around these niggas wearing curtains and jala beans and fucking turbans and shit like that. They gonna wash his ass up trying to go over there and do what? You want to say you want to do what? Yeah, we'll just wait for it. Wait for it. It's coming. In recent days, Secretary of State Anthony Blinken has been nearly ghosted by Saudi Arabia's crown prince and given a bizarre history lesson by Egypt's ruler. U.S. officials have been unable to get most Arab leaders to denounce Hamas for the Palestinian militant group's brutal attack on Israel or make statements supporting Israel's military response. They just said a Palestinian militant group, brutal nigga. Militants don't attack anything else but brutal. What are you talking about? If it's a militant group, aren't they not supposed to be a brutal attack? I miss. Am I playing a different video game than you're playing? Are we watching Die Hard 3 together, nigga? But where I come from, nigga, if they said if it's a militant group, nigga, the attack's supposed to be brutal because they're militants. You see how they play with words? And when you read something like this, he was given a bizarre history lesson. Whenever they say bizarre, do you know what that means? Bizarre history lesson by Egypt's ruler. No, write out what the fuck the ruler said, because I promise you, in that bizarre lesson was some truth. When they use bizarre, that means that it was so truthful that they like, oh my goodness, he's going there. Did he say the Moors, huh? What kind of bizarre shit is he saying? That's how they fucking, this is fragility in print. Word magic. Yes, this is fragility. This is how you could feel the fragility in the propaganda, right? This nigga's getting stunted on. They're spitting on him. Literally, they spitting on him. They're not effective. The struggle suggests that U.S. influence is receding in the region where government interests often diverge from that of Washington, and both Russia and China are vying for sway. An unequivocal U.S. support for Israel, as opposed to the more nuanced positions it often takes in Middle East flare-ups, may be one of the biggest barriers to better relations. So you had your choice, Sleepy Joe, to get right? You had your opportunity to make some friends, and you fucked up, and now you got nothing but a whole region of ops, and everybody is going to go with Russia. Whoever was on the fence, they already seen right now, oh, fuck that. We ain't fucking with we siding, we gang. The Voltron that they about to form for World War III, my ninjas, it's gonna be crazy. It's gonna look crazy. The shit they coming to, the shit that these niggas are forming up, bro. Just based off of the fuckery. Just based off of the caucasity. Just based off of I had enough with these niggas. I refuse. If I see what Israel did to them babies in Palestine, you can't even be my partner. We just might as well be ops. Now, I'm not partnering with I'm not, because I can't, you can't trust that. They don't have no friends. The caucasity. And then if you read their literature and it says who the Goyim is, how could you side? They showing you what they'll do, what they finna do. They showing you, and they showing you, fam. You know what I mean? You can't even partner with somebody like that in war. They're going to dominate you. So you might as well just opt out against that. All of the Chinas and them, they like, we gonna opt out against these niggas. Fuck that. We're not flowing with that. We savage, but we not savage like that. I never seen no savagery coming from any of these nations that they told us was savage. If it was going down like that in the Ukraine, you don't think they would have shown it? If it was going like that, if it was going down like that in certain places, you don't think so? They showing it to us in Palestine. They want you to see it. Not to say that it's not going down. The Congo is going through some shit that they won't show on mainstream. It won't survive on IG and Meta and X. It won't survive on NBC. Nigga. It won't survive on these platforms. They'll get flagged. How is it that they showing you all of this carnage from this one group of people? You would think that they the only people that's losing children in the world. You know what I'm talking about? Where's the 2,000 children from Hawaii? Why nobody talk about that one though? Where's the children? They didn't show you the children that got killed in the earthquake in Afghanistan. So why they showing you the children in motherfucking in Gaza versus Gully? Because it ain't like people is not uploading carnage all over the internet. They got people who are committing suicide who work at these data centers and whatnot for Meta, right? And for X, the X is the pornography, and the Meta is the killings and the snuff films, and people suiciding themselves. It's people who have to scrub Meta, and they are committing suicide because it's too much for them. They're gonna need AI because human beings cannot even take on the fact that the dark web is rising up. Remember, we talked about the theme of 23. This is the underworld rising up. This is the underworld rising up. Everything is rising up. You know what I'm talking about? The underbelly, the undercurrents, the under fucking world is all coming to the surface. You got lakes drying up. I'm going to do a whole show just to show you how much shit is coming up. I'm going to do a whole fucking show on that. I'm going to do a whole show. It's going to be longer than this one. You can see black people getting shot all day. You can see black people getting knocked out all day. You can see black girls fighting all day. And you can see black fornication all day. And you can see Palestinian babies and their parents all day. That's what you can see. That's what you're allowed to see. That's what the algorithm is squeezing through the filters to basically desensitize, dehumanize, right? And trigger many people who are on these devices. So what do these Israeli, Tel Aviv, small hat companies have against us that they think that they could just show our images, right? And our macabre state or our cadavers and whatnot, or our most sacred, your most sacred aspect is your dead. It is your dead. That's the most sacred of you. You're not supposed to see that. You're not supposed to see people taking their last breath on film. You're not supposed to see that. You're not supposed to see lynchings. That is not something, we're not in the Serengeti. You niggas could watch lions eat gazelles and whatnot, but you're not supposed to be watching people die on the dark web. They're bringing the dark web to the surface web. Shit crazy. And because we willingly allow it to happen, more is coming. So because you allowed yourself to just sit through, and I'm not talking to you personally, but you know, this is all grooming. This is all grooming. You will see the horrors of the tunnels and the underground tunnels and the things that these people who claim to be God's chosen, you're gonna see what they're really doing in the world soon. Because if they're so bold to show you this shit, right? The way that the world is set up these days, the whole time, you know, you're gonna also see the pendulum swing, and you will see some other things that they have their hands in. Because it's almost as if you're making a pact with them. You know, it's almost as if you're making a pact with them because they showed you their carnage and you agreed to it. They showed you their carnage. They showed you apartheid. They showed you genocide, and you sided with it. So by doing that, you basically welcome the devil in, and he'll show you more carnage. Because if you gotta get a load of this, if you think that was a motherfucking woozy, my nigga, look at this. They got rooms that they could take you in and show you things that will never make you normal again. How about that? But you made the contract with your ops, open air ops that you're supposed to know who the fucking ops is. You don't need a big brother. You don't need an OG. You don't need a father to know who your ops are. You're supposed to be able to pick up on it. That's just your killer instinct. It is supposed to be in you and not on you, niggas. You know what I mean? If you don't know who the op is, why you need me to tell you? And what the fuck? What do us telling you? Because to tell you who your op is almost saving your life, right? What's the value in that? If a nigga save your life in these motherfucking streets and whatnot on the spirit realm, what is the value? What can you put a price on that? Because you running around and you don't even know who your ops is, and you be co-signing op activity, nigga. You loopy, you a bot, you a fucking bot. Because if you co-sign, imagine in the streets, if you co-sign everything that the Popo, the 12 and whatnot, and the Jake is doing, the crooked Jake, I'm talking crooked Jake, crooked 12, right? I'm talking about Rampart scandal. I'm talking about the ones who killed Biggie and Pac. I'm talking about crooked Popo. You know what I mean? I'm talking about shit like that. And every time they doing crooked shit, here you go like Ezekiel and whatnot, nigga, full of shit, co-signing what they doing when they riding on real people. You know what I mean? They riding on revolutionaries and whatnot, and your bird ass, you in the window rooting them on. Nigga, you a goofy. And that's exactly, and this is that on a higher scale, because this is a spiritual war. This is not a physical war. This is not what you think it is. This is a spiritual, holy fucking war. Don't tell me to mind my business. Don't tell me to mind my, this don't got nothing to do with you. We need to mind our business. Nigga, you don't even know what your business is. You not standing on business. So don't tell me about minding the business, nigga. Because if you were standing on some business, we wouldn't have to be talking about this shit, because they wouldn't be doing this shit. They only doing this shit because you not standing on business. How about that? Nobody never looks at that. Last week, the whole world revolved around you. Last week, everything that's going on is a fucking hologram is coming from you. It's the outside. The inside, and it's projecting on the outside. Last week, the ancestors is here to do the job that we were sent here to do. That's what y'all was on the internet saying last week on all of these channels, fam. All of y'all. Yo, we reincarnated to get busy, yo. We reincarnated. We came back to do something. What? Last week, oh, you know, everything that's going on in the world has to do with the Moors and the stolen birthright. And we the ones, we them, we Himothy, right? So if that's the case, everything that's going on to a degree, it has something to do with you, because you got to identify what role do you play in this movie. I'm confused. You know what I mean? Make a long story short, they stunting on dude. He visited Israel and 6 majority Arab countries in the past several days, some of them twice, you know, and none of them is giving him support that he needs. None of them. You know, they're not giving them they're not giving America what they're looking for. You feel me? They soft shoeing them niggas. Another article, October 9th, how Israel is using AI to defuse Hamas militants. Israel harnesses AI to safeguard its borders and enhance military operations amidst conflict. You might want to get in, you might want to learn what that AI is, because shit, shit ain't safe outside. If somebody I'm the type of, if a nigga using advanced weaponry, I need that too. You know what I mean? Or I need to know somebody that got that. Fuck out of here. I don't feel comfortable. You niggas is using advanced weaponry, and I know how advanced AI is right now, and nobody is talking about that. You niggas, and y'all are some ex-military, and y'all went out there and was killing shit. Y'all was drilling for Uncle Sam. Y'all kill babies and women's and shit. Y'all niggas is having nightmares. You can't even sleep and shit. You on pills, but you don't want to talk about fucking autonomous weapons to me. You don't want to come to my community and tell us about weapons, nigga. You don't want to arm us. They out here fighting AI wars, and all you niggas, y'all got what? You just comfortable collecting your fucking GI check? Nah, I'm not having that. I'm not going for that. Get the fuck out this community. How about that? If y'all don't bring nothing to the table, keep it pushing. Y'all the police. Until proven different, y'all the fucking police, man. Bunch of niggas sitting around with all of this training and ain't training nobody or nothing. You gotta have me come up here and talk about what's going on. This is your job. This is your fucking job. What's up with that oath that you took? They say that, because the nigga come back and they'll be teaching about aliens or finances. You got niggas running around in the finance thing. I was in the war. My nigga, you got niggas coming back from doing 30 years doing podcasts talking about peace. And I don't have a problem with that, right? But you niggas fucked my neighborhood up. You brought terror to my hood, and y'all come home talking peace. You know what I'm saying? And you just came out of hell. We got enough niggas talking about peace. We good with that. Come and talk to me about war. And stop playing like you can't have that conversation, because if Vlad interviews you niggas, y'all turn into Perry Mason. You used to start fucking running your mouth. You love talking about your past and who you killed and who you robbed and who you sold drugs to and how many keys you had, and you niggas, you romanticize and shit like that. But you want to come home, you want to start talking peace, and we at war. And these little niggas need some fucking direction. And they need some real niggas stepping up. They need real men. They need warriors. You feel me? To talk warrior. They need warriors to talk war to them. Not this watered down shit that y'all be bringing to the table with your fucking marches and whatnot. We got people for that. Let the wizards handle that. You know what I mean? You niggas coming home like y'all Gandhis and whatnot. Low key, y'all still selling drugs. Low key, y'all still pimping. Low key, y'all still banging and whatnot. Low key, y'all still be setting niggas up. Low key, y'all still put money on niggas. I don't play with me. Low key, y'all still mobbing. Low key. But you running around taking all of this grant money and fake feeble. You niggas is fake humble. And no, I'm not falling for that. I ain't going with that. I ain't going. A lot of that shit fake. It's a new hustle. Niggas is like, yo, the new hustle when you come home is to be peaceful. There's money in that. It's called, Jay-Z helped set up the woke industry. It's money in that. Niggas is, yo, I'm gonna get down with Charlemagne and do a podcast and get lit. And they out here at war. It's a spiritual war. It's a culture war. It's a gender war. It's poverty war. It's a genetic war. It's a bio warfare. Nigga. Y'all scared to even say it? Y'all on y'all fake shit. Oh, we just gonna meditate. It's okay. As long as it's not in your reality, you know. If you don't see it, you know, it's okay. Just breathe it out. Breathe. Okay. That's what you came here to do, right? You know what I mean? That's your purpose, nigga. All right. So here's the Prime Minister of Israel putting out a tweet, right? He's letting it be known. You know what I'm talking about? He's like, this is a struggle between the children of light and the children of darkness, between humanity and the law of the jungle, right? So the law of the jungle is the Harambe Code, though. That's the law of the jungle. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth. But they talked you off the ledge when you was ready to pop off. When they kill black people's children, they make you get on TV and apologize to the killer, right? They don't let you, you good Christians, they don't allow you to talk like that. But here they go. They don't have no problem having those conversations. They talking crazy. So the caucasity, the audacity. Who the fuck did this person, if they calling themselves the children of light? Man, these are some bold people. You know what I mean? So they're already framing this shit into what it is, and that's what they standing on. They like, look, this shit holy. This shit holy, right? But when he talk about the children of the darkness, right? When he talk about the children of the darkness, you got to keep in mind that he might have been referring to his people. You know what I mean? And in Europe, which is bordering Africa, that whole area of the Mediterranean, you know, that whole area with Italy and, you know what I mean, Spain, and, you know, the route that the Moors took and shit like that, Rock of Gibraltar and all of that, you know, they went through a heat wave this summer called a Cerberus heat wave, right? Dealing with that entity. And when you do the research on Cerberus, I'm calling it Cerberus, like the brain, but it's really Cerberus or Cerberus. Yes, Blue Pill talked about the East Palestine train derailment in the USA. Remember the train derailment when the ship blew up? It was in East Palestine, Ohio. This was a year ago. This is how rituals could even get started, right? All of those explosions started taking place after that. All of those trains began derailing and exploding. But the first initial one that was very detrimental was in East Palestine, Ohio, right? So when you do the research on Cerberus, which was the heat wave that came through Europe this summer, through the Red Summer, and bodied thousands upon thousands of Europeans and whatnot, what they say in folklore, right, is this that is the quote unquote three-headed dog, right? For anybody that been following the narrative with Savant Beaumont when he came on Black Magic 363, and he talked about the jack, right? The jackal-headed god, the dog-headed god, right? When he talked about the quote unquote Canaanites, right? The dog-headed gods, right? And Cerberus is the three-headed dog, right? The three-headed dog who comes from the underworld, who comes from the gates of hell, and his breath is the heat wave that was killing the people and whatnot in Europe and whatnot. But they're saying that he has that this entity, right, that this force, that this quote unquote demon has come from the underworld and it walks the earth now, right? This is around the same time that Pindar, okay? This is right after Pindar gets quote unquote gets coronated. King Charles, born on my birthday, right? Remember, Boozy and me and King Charles and Blue Pill share a birthday, right? I know where my mind is at. Imagine if I was the king of the peasants. You know what I'm saying? I'll be a fucking nigga. That's a dark tetrad if you ever seen one. So I already know where his mind is. I knew where Boozy mind was at. Then I watched the documentary and I really was like, this nigga's a demon on wheels. So King Charles in England, right after he gets coronated, you know what I mean? This fucking heat wave comes and they call it the devil, damn near. Right? Then they find a burial chamber in Italy. This is the other day. This might be today or the day before, some shit. So not only does the spirit come above or come on the surface and whatnot, or the spirit escapes, right? Or they call the spirit, they call it heat wave. They name it Cerberus, right? They consecrate it with the bodies that it catches. So it's killing people. They calling it a certain type of deity. It starts killing people. That's your sacrifice. That's consecrating it. It's giving it its energy. Then they basically unseal the tomb, right? So this is how rituals work. This is symbol literacy. This is how they play. Okay? Interestingly and incredibly futuristic modern military. Oh, so I'm going to show you some of the technology at play right now. We're going to close it out with this. This is some shit that the military is working with. So anything that you see over here, that's what you're going to see over there, because the shit is going back and forth. So like I said, this is a trade show. This is a fucking open air exercise. This is an open air trade show. You know, like how the magic show in Vegas lasts about 3 days, maybe the weekend. Well, this trade show in fucking Palestine or in Israel, it might last about 2 weeks. It might be a long trade show, like how they have the gym show in Tucson that lasts a month. This shit might last a month, but within a month, you're going to see the same way that if we went to the gym show, it would be displays of all the new gyms, all the new toys, all the new jewelry, all of it's the same thing right here. You're going to see all the new weapons, all the new drones, all the new lasers, all the new robots. All right. And I was just showing you how AI is integrated in all of their warfare. So here's the hardware. The AI is the software. This is the hardware. So they got an AI submarine. Come on now. AI submarine from DARPA, right? Marine warfare surveillance. So remember, I'm telling you about the tunnels in Gaza, right? So there's tunnels in Gaza, right? But Gaza is right off the ocean, right off the Mediterranean, right? So if a submarine was able to look into the quote unquote Gaza Strip, I'm sure that it will be able to locate through sonar technology all of their quote unquote tunnel systems. You can't hide from a submarine in a sense. So they probably got these submarines that they're going to be pointing at that area, and it's going to provide them with certain types of intelligence. Lord forbid, if they shoot a missile and try to take out the tunnels from within the sea, that's going to look crazy. They got a plane called an X-plane, right? Internal vertical takeoff and landing plane. Shit is crazy, right? They got halogens for soldiers, basically the version of the Microsoft Halogen holographic lenses, that they'll be able to it's a virtual training reality device, but it's also going to help them see through walls. It's also going to enhance their vision and whatnot. It is going to be a super duper breakthrough for them by using these halogens. Electrical prescriptions. Elect RX program plans to treat ailments such as PTSD and chronic pain by stimulating the peripheral nerves through the use of electrical stimulation, right? So they're gonna have you niggas wired up. Okay. They got a camouflage helicopter. They have a robot. They call it the Modular Advanced Arm Robotic System, which is called Mars, right? Mars. That's the shit that blew up the brother Mika Johnson in Dallas, November 7th and July the 7th, 2007. He was one of the 2016. He got blew up by a Predator drone, by the first land drone robot. The first casualty was the good brother. You dig? And yeah, that's crazy. You know. We have something called the Thunder Generator, right? The purpose is to incapacitate the enemy. Harnessing the power of the elements is something that scientists have been trying to do for centuries. Although to our knowledge, no one has been successful yet. A few have come close. PDT Argo, in collaboration with Israeli Defense Force, developed a machine that will use high-speed shock waves generated by the detonation of an explosion in the machine's own barrel, right? Then they got something called DECA arm system, a prosthetic hand, a bionic hand and whatnot. Human universal load carrier called the Hulk, which is an exoskeleton. The personal halting and stimulation response rifle, which is called phaser, right? It's used to deter enemies. Believe it or not all massive rifles are capable of destruction, much like the phasers used by Captain Picard and his crew on Star Trek. The personal halting and stimulation response rifles are used for stunning their target. All right. Taser, shockwave, quantum stealth camouflage. So you're going to see armies utilizing stealth camouflage, going invisible, running through that shit. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be selling invisible stealth camouflage to the world after this operation is over. And they're going to show the use case of it on the battlefield. The Hamas is like, if you go to, you know, when you go for the, when you go to shoot at the range and whatnot, and they have Osama bin Laden as the target and whatnot, these are just live targets. It's just as simple as that. It's nothing else, nothing more, nothing less. The civilians are collateral damage, right? And the actual quote unquote assailants, or what they would call insurgents, right? I'm using all of this language that they use, this colorful language, to dehumanize people and make them targets. These are just live targets. That's all they are. They're just live targets. And people who are in this business are going to have access to see the neutralization of these live targets. It's like Squid Games, y'all. Think Hunger Games, think Squid Games, but for the military complex industry. They're all getting their tickets. They're all getting their seats. They're probably going to be selling, like how they sold the fucking Logan Paul fight this weekend, this strong end. They're going to be selling tickets to watch the ground invasion pay-per-view. 4K, 8K, and the other KKK. And people are going to be able to watch like they watch Call of Duty worldwide on the networks. They're going to be able to watch the killing, the destruction, the maiming, and the quote-unquote neutralization of the biggest ops in the world right now. Yeah, POV soldier. They gonna have the fucking Ray-Bans from Meta on, running through that bitch body and shit. Facts. What better way for Meta to roll out the Ray-Bans than to put them on the faces of the fucking soldiers so people can see the war in real time? Come on now. You better get your stocks before them shits go up. So this is a hybrid insect microelectromechanical system. It's called HIMEMS, right? Another one developed by DARPA. Okay, if you don't know what DARPA is, please do your research. DARPA is the equivalent of SHIELD, right? DARPA is the real life version of SHIELD with Nick Fury and whatnot. So sitting a spy behind enemy lines might be one of the more effective methods of attaining valuable information. However, it leaves the spy in a vulnerable position. In order to eliminate this risk and not the spy, DARPA has been developing a way for the US military to get within 15 feet of an enemy unnoticed. Ugh. So they have sniper accuracy, they have smart bullets, right? The bullet is designed to improve sniper accuracy with that system that once fired essentially steers itself and has the ability to hit moving targets. So they got smart bullets, right? The shit is like a little missile if you're looking at it. So here goes the laser weapon system, the same shit that could have possibly burnt Maui to the fucking ground. Okay. And when Maui happened, the first thing I said is check on Israel, because it looked like some shit that they would do. You know what I mean? Yeah, they're going to show it on social media for the private contractors, and the highest bidders would definitely benefit from the showcase. We live in the age of experience, right? There is no more. There's the dark web. The dark web has risen to the fucking surface. There's no more, oh, I got these weapons and we can't see how they work. No, the added bonus is to show you some motherfucking clips of people getting blown to stardust. That's how you sell your shit, right? Henceforth, the business of war. It's not personal. It's business, niggas. You know what I mean? You just don't know what war looks like, but you will know what it is because you're being programmed into warfare now. So you might not be able to stomach war, but now moving forward, you're able to stomach it more than you could a year ago or even a week ago. So it's called priming you. It's priming you, it's grooming you, right? You could stomach more now than you could because we put it in front of you on your timeline in HD. You got the new iPhone, right? There you go. Here, welcome. You're welcome. Here, hold this baby right here. You feel me? Hold this headless man, my nigga, with that new iPhone. You dig? Laser weapon system called LAWS, right? Land, air, water, sea, right? And it's developed by Kratos Defense and Security Solutions. Pinpoint targeting. Pinpoint targeting. You know what I mean? Pinpoint targeting. Y'all niggas buy me some of these stocks for my birthday. How about that? That shirt, that. No, I'm just playing. Accuracy and minimal collateral damage are two of the key factors that play into which military technologies will get the go-ahead to be developed next. Like I said, people are looking for the green light. Imagine how many how many projects have been greenlit ever since this declaration of war began, right? Shit that was basically on the floor got put back on the table because a lot of things have to be greenlit because they are looking to be in a 100-year war if possible. If developed properly, as a laser weapon has been, a laser can have the ability to strike enemy targets from a distance up to 1 mile away while leaving minimal, if any, projectile damages, right? So they could put that laser on the bottom of a helicopter or a mini plane or a drone for that matter, fly over a wooded area and just burn that bitch to the, you know what I mean? And start a fucking fire like a laser, a direct energy weapon. Magneto, hydrodynamic explosive munition. You don't want to be around when that shit goes off. It is armor penetration. You know what I mean? It's going to slide up in that tank, my nigga. Pause. Since it would appear as though laser warfare is still at least a few years away, DARPA has been developing a short-term answer that could bridge the gap. Gen L water from air generator, right? This is what I wish people over there in Palestine have, where you could get water from the air. Whether it's due to location or unforeseen disasters, there are many places in the world that lack access to clean drinking water. Seeing as how water is relatively important for human survival, a technology that could create water wouldn't just change lives, it would save them. Yeah. We need more of that. Gex skin, vertical climbing. Using stiff fabrics to increase adhesive force, a team of researchers at the University of Massachusetts developed Gex skin, a material that adheres itself to flat surfaces and when used against a smooth surface is able to support almost 700 pounds on a postcard-sized pad. Come on, yo. They're using the gecko skin. All right. So yeah, that's the thingamajig. You know what I'm talking about? That is my presentation for the moment. We're gonna talk heavy about more things in another time. But yeah, man, shit real out here. And it don't get no realer than that, you know. I'm going back in the lab and I'm gonna continue doing what I've been doing, and that's the research. Please hit the Cash App and show some consideration for this presentation that I put together. I took time out and I put this thing together as I'm going to put more things together. Ultimately, the goal for what I want to do with this platform is to do more video essays, right? More presentations in a documentary type of form. So this information could be shared with people who could benefit off of the information that's out here. I have a team. I have researchers, that I have to pay. I have workers, people to work with me. You feel me? And I also have other researchers and talent that I want to bring on board that could benefit teaching our people. I have my teachers that I bring Patreon classes to, and I'm able to help them with their quote unquote honorarium. Salute to all of them who rock with the KTL family, all of my KTLians who believe in what we do and support us. I support you. You feel me? And if you believe in me, I believe in you. You feel me? So I'm here for you. It don't matter what they do. YouTube don't make me. YouTube ain't make me, and YouTube won't break me. If I'm here, I'm here. Wherever I'm at, that's where I'm at though. My Patreon is a safe haven. That's why I put it up there, Red Pillar. But we're going to get this information out through music. We're going to get this shit out through the clothing. We're going to get this shit out through the artwork. We're going to get this shit out. We're going to make toys. We not no one-trick ponies. You feel me? So you'll never got to worry about that. The information going to get out there. The information going to do what it do. You know what I'm talking about? People they're going to be fed. They're going to see us, So with that being said, man, I appreciate every single person in the building. Love and light. Stay dangerous. Keep your head on a swivel. Don't take anything that you heard personally. You feel me? I talk my shit. You know what I'm talking about? Because the universe, it demands that I talk my shit at this point. Yeah, we got to start our own propaganda. Like I said, I'm pivoting into film. And film is not a cheap man's sport. It's not a struggle. And I will never be a part of your struggle. So I never want you to be a part of my struggle. So let's rise together. Love and light to the family. We'll see you on Third Eye Thursdays. Tomorrow on Patreon, we got Ross Ben in the motherfucking building. Make sure y'all pull up to that for my KTLians. Love and light. Peace.
from the clouds. I exist in the clouds. Now they see me out the country. It's Red Pill. He's real. He came down from the clouds. Right.
Up in the Dumbo, smoking the gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, cooking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tour of the underworld, popping the mentor. Land of the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm so
real world from the clouds. I exist in the clouds. Now they see me out the country. It's Red Pill. He's real. He came down from the clouds. Right.
up in the Dumbo, smoking the gumbo. Few blocks before green, yeah, up in the jungle, cooking the bundles. It's history in the making. I'm popping like fish to the grease and the bacon. My bitch is Jamaican. United we stand, dividing these bands. They hide in their hands. I'm riding in vans, slide through your land. Hopping the sprinters, tour of the underworld, popping the mentor. Land of the turtles, I'm popping that splinter. Watching the snowfall, dropping the winter. Dodging the pitfalls, watching this bitch fall. And I still managed like Rich Paul. The paper was calling, I had to go switch calls. I spoke to my twin, I told my young boys I'd never be broken again. Invoking the gins, spitting the spirits, I'm soaking the gin. Your man's in the woods, we smoking on him. Fuck do you mean? We up and squeeze, tuck it and leave, we leaving a stain. Fuck a Febreze, running the banks, causing a crashing. Fed the feds, Moorish the fashion, horse was smashing, kicking the door. Wave on 4-4s, it was blasting, mother the gassing, loving the passion. Eat on your food, the brother was fasting. The weapon that formed against me was me. Perfected the storm as Bentley receipts. Washing the Benjis, we rinse and repeat. Century of self, I'm centered on me. Red is the pillar, I'm pushing the piece. Higher the level, I'm pushing the keys. They going for 19. The summer is mine, I'm going for 19. Thunder and lightning, flooded a bright lean. The hunger was biting, biting.
Do not allow anything to take you off of your square. It's the same thing like what we see right here. Yeah, it's cloudy, yeah, it's misty, but it ain't gonna stay like that forever.